Hmm. Hmm. On the boat. What do you got? You got Eminem? You're trying to listen to you listen to like a minute of the song "Lose Yourself." That was about a guy eating spaghetti. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. 1 o'clock. Tuesday morning. I think it's the 11th. No lights on. You've got anger in your heart. You've got anger in your heart. Anger in your heart. Anger in your heart. You've got anger in your heart. Anger in your heart. Anger in your heart. He's so angry in his heart. Angry in his heart. Angry in his heart. None of these people have their lights on. 1, 2, 3 out of 6 or 7. Ooh. Okay. Meditate. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Or don't. You could stop breathing. You have free will. You could stop breathing. You could be like, don't breathe in. Don't breathe out. Just hold your breath. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's just another manic Tuesday. Wish it was Monday. No, it's Sunday. You want it to be Sunday because Sunday is the fun day. But it's Tuesday, but in the song it's a Monday. And but it's Tuesday in real life, but it's the song goes, I wish it was Sunday. That's my fun day, but so you have to know about that song to get this joke, so if you Google, I wish it was Monday or Sunday. I don't know. That's not that good. Do 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 do. Lights, camera, action. That's a famous line for movies. I think they say that in the movies. They have a little clippy board. You know what a clippy board is? It's called a clippy board. You go clip, clip, and then you clip it. You clip. I don't know. Is that the director doesn't do that? It's probably a lowly minion who does that, maybe, or maybe it's the director. The director sits in the director's chair. Oh, you were thinking about this. You were thinking about there's a Jewish term called golem. You know what a golem is? A golem is something you create to do your bidding, and then your bidding goes askew, maybe? So Skynet was created by man. It is a golem. It's an old Jewish tale. The golem becomes a lot. It's a very similar to the Frankenstein story, I guess. It's a Frankenstein story, I guess. It's Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein creates the Frankenstein's monster. His name is Frankenstein's monster. His name is Frankenstein's monster. He was created by Dr. Frankenstein. Why did Skynet create Terminators? Why didn't they create Skynet? Skynet's creation is Terminators, but they're not called Skynet's creation. They're called I don't know. That's a good question. Oh, well, golems. Golems were these clay creations. And you take clay and you turn it into a thingamajigabob. It's like a thing. It's but then sometimes you breathe life into it, and sometimes you don't. I don't know how does a piece of clay become a living thing? I don't know. The power of magic. Man, I'm a little cold. I should have worn pants. Okay, too late now. I'm gonna make it. I'll make it. It's not that cold. But I'm gonna put my hoodie. I've got white hands. I'm not Trayvon Martin, so no one will shoot me. Let's see. You have a piece of clay, and you breathe life into clay. And it becomes alive. It's a golem. A golem. A golem. A golem. It's an old tale. A tale as old as time. I wonder if God's angels were golems. Was Lucifer clay, and God created Lucifer, but then Lucifer got free. He was a piece of clay, but then the spirit of life got into him. Skynet created the Terminators, or the Skynet's creations are called Skynetians. Dr. Frankenstein's creation. So the creation gets free, and then there was some philosopher named John Stuart Mill, and he supposedly had like a mental breakdown when he was 30, and he was kind of a creation, wasn't he? He had learned like 4 languages by the time he was 2, 7, 8, 15, 28. I don't know. Wasn't Jesus like 30 when did he have a mental breakdown? Did Jesus have a mental breakdown? Like, I'm the son of God. That sounds like something a crazy person says, to be honest, but I don't know. He was the creation he was clay, and God breathed his breath into him, or maybe it's that crazy cunt Mary. I don't know. That crazy cunt Mary was probably a Looney Tune. Who knows? Here's a free grill. Anyone want a free grill? What if that was not a free grill? It's on the side of the road. I came up there. I'm pushing a free grill. A cop walks up to me. Boy, what you doing with that grill? It was on the side of the road. I thought it was free. You're under arrest. Boy, that was not a free grill. No free grills. There are no free lunches. There are no free grills. The clay. There are no free golems. No free golems. No free lunches. No free golems. I don't know. I was doing a racist joke in my head earlier where, like, I'm not a racist, but I created a golem. And what it does, I created these golems. They're made out of metal and titanium, and they have these plasma rifles, and they're going to recolonize Africa. But I did not kill any Africans, but my golems would be like we take the land, basically, and they're golems. They weren't me, though. I was Dr. Frankenstein in this story, and Skynet was my T-800s that go in and take all the uranium and the uranium and the natural resources of any country. I'll take any country's natural resources. I'll take these houses I'm walking beside. If I had some golems, I would take their natural resources. They got some lights on. There's some lights. I could take their lights. It wouldn't be me. I'd be sitting back. I'd have like a controller. It'd be like an Xbox controller, and I would control these Skynet 850s, 800s with my Xbox controller. They would be my golems, and people would be like, these golems are coming into my house and stealing, they're like massacring the people, the golem T-800s, and I'd be like, it's not me. I created the golems, but they're not me. The golem and the creation and the creator are completely separate. You gotta remember that the creator is never responsible for his creations. It's very important to remember that when dealing with humans and gods. And I gotta get my Xbox controller out. Imagine if I had the CGI ability to, if I pulled my camera back and there was like 10, 6-foot T-800 chromium metal skeletons, and then first-person view, it goes through a house like playing the game, whatever game it is that it's called Take Over the House with 10 Terminator 10s. Terminator 800s, not 10s. Model 10s. They're Model 10s. They're not. I'm just glad I do not have. If I had an army of like T-800s, I'd go around taking people's houses. Instead of just walking around at night, I'd get my Xbox controller. I'd put a VR headset on. You ever seen those Ukrainian drone footage things where the people fly the drones into the tank? It's like a video game. Like you fly the drone into the tank. It's first person. It's there's a movie called I think it's called not End of Days. There's some movie where you put a camera on your head and you can sell your experiences and people will buy. It's kind of like a book, but it's more immersive. End of Days. Is it called End of Days? Is it called I don't even know the actors in that. Who is the actor? None of the actors are famous. There's like a black modelish lady. She's a model. She has a modelish body, size 2-ish, 4-ish, I don't know. Long braided hair. I don't know. What is that movie called? It's a 90s movie, and you can buy in the 90s we thought everything was going to be on CDs. Nobody uses CDs anymore. People thought, people in the 90s thought that we'd be passing around CDs. When I was in high school, you could burn a CD. You could put all your favorite songs. You could make your own little mix CDs. End of Days, Edge of Tomorrow, End of Days. This is a 90s movie. This is not a 2000s movie. This is Johnny Mnemonic times when Neo from the Matrix had a 40 gig hard drive in his head. And I've got a 40 gig hard. If I had a USB stick on me, I could have a 100 gig USB stick on me, and it'd be like $10, right? It would be pretty cheap. What does a 100 gig USB stick cost? Like $10, $20? Well, Johnny Mnemonic had a $100 million implant in his head, and it carried 40 gigs. So, poor Johnny Mnemonic. Oh wow, where was this going? Oh, T-800s, storming houses, clay motion. Gumby. How about Gumby? You could throw Gumby in there. Gumby was a golem. The creator of Gumby, he was not happy with his creation. He created Gumby, and Gumby became a. There's probably some, there's like Celebrity Deathmatch. When I was in high school or middle school, there's a show called Celebrity Deathmatch. It was made in the style of Gumby, clay motion. The creator of that show did not like his creations, so they became separate from him. You don't want separation when you create a golem. You want your golem to remain your golem. You want golems should know their place. When I create a golem, I I don't like my golems being uppity. No uppity golems. I would outlaw all uppity golems. Whatever. Elon Musk and Donald Trump will create a Skynet T-800 army, and they will take over Africa. The atrocities done by the T-800s will not be their fault. They will be the golems' responsibility. Whereas the creator will have, or it could be the Democrats. The Democrats did it too, didn't they? The Democrats had the Black Lives Matter. They were going around burning shops. The Black Lives Matter protesters were the golems of the liberals. You have in Stalin's era, he had his golems, right? He had his people who go around goleming. You know about goleming, right? You ever golemed on someone? You ever been menacing to another human being? You ever golemed on them? I like to golem. Who's golem am I? Every human being who has ever lived is someone's golem. I am a golem. Golem from Lord of the Rings. He wanted a ring. I just want that ring, man. I want a ring. I want my Skynet implant. I want my Xbox controller. I want 1,000 million bazillion T-800s that I can play with my Xbox controller and my VR headset. And I can... it's not that funny. You're just a kid having a mental breakdown and trying to be funny about it. God damn it. The 80-year-old little kid walked around. The 80-year-old kid? He was 80. He walked around. He was lost. Where's the moon? Is the moon around here? Okay, it's behind me. I just want to make sure the moon still existed. At no point in the history of history has there ever been a moon. He was just insane. He had always been insane. He had never known it, but on that night when he found out there was no moon, he realized his insanity had gone too far. He had created the illusion of the moon, and the moon had never existed. Now I'm sad. Ugh. Whenever I get sad, I like to play the Terminator theme. It's very hard to be sad when listening to do. You pretend you're a Terminator walking around. I wanted to be the golem creator of Terminators, but I ended up just being a Terminator. So I ended up being a golem. I aspired to be a golem creator, but I ended up being nothing but a golem. Golem was created by Tolkien, right? He was a character that Tolkien created. I aspired to create golems, but I only ended up being a golem. It was very sad. I felt sad when I realized I was never going to be anything but a golem. Oh well. Poor Golem. No one ever feels bad for Golem. I've only watched the Lord of the Rings movies maybe once or twice. There's people who like to really watch them. There was a story I think I heard once where a guy in death row was like, I want to watch them before I die. He was trying to stall his death probably. I'm going to die. Let me watch the Lord of the Rings movies. There's 20 hours of bonus footage of someone creating a ring in a forge probably. And a lot of ring stuff, Zolron or Voltron. There's a bunch of fancy words probably in there. Do. So the police are not really people. They're just golems of the elite. The elite create golems. Black Lives Matter, golems. Youth organizations, golems. Football players, math team, debate team, history club. All of these are just golems of the elites. Merely creations of the, all YouTube channels, golems. You're just going to call everything a golem now. Gas stations, golems. They're created for a purpose, right? They're instrumental creations. I am a gas station. I am a golem. There's a guy named Circle K. His name is Circle K. He created the Circle K Golem gas station network. Gas station golem network. Nice. Oh well. You're just angry. He's an angry loser. God damn it. I was supposed to be a winner, and then I ended up being a loser. God damn it. Don't be a loser. Be a winner, you know. Don't do drugs. Be a winner. They said that in the video games when I was a kid. All the video games would have this thing where, like, you know, don't do drugs. Be a winner. Play NBA Jam. You can play NBA Jam and shoot the basketball. I always like to shoot the basketball from over half court. And he would go, from downtown. I just liked hearing that. I just like to hear from downtown. If I had the money to pay the guy to do that, I would just walk around. I'd have like a little radio board of noises, and that would be one of my noises. From downtown. So, anytime I have like a really stupid idea, I'd call it. It wasn't my idea. It's called a Hail Mary. In football, they call it a Hail Mary, but in basketball, I think they call it a from downtown. So a Hail Mary is where you throw the football like 50, 60 yards or something, and you hope someone catches it. You're sort of fucked, so you just from downtown. A Hail Mary, you know. I think it's where the Catholics created that Hail Mary. You know, you got the Hail Mary full of grace, whatever thing. They took it from football, I think. So, whatever. From downtown. Are you gonna go downtown? You could walk to downtown and then say from downtown. That'd be kind of funny. From downtown. If you were a radio announcer and your radio station was in downtown, you could say from downtown. I don't know. You need to move on to a new joke. From downtown is depleted. It no longer has any juice. That joke is done. The juice of downtown. They had these big heads, and the basketball players would catch on fire. It was very, you want to talk about corrupting our youth. I mean, they were teaching kids that basketball players were on fire. I don't think basketball players catch on fire. I don't think that actually ever really happens. Statistically, how many fires have been on the basketball stage? I've probably spent less than an hour watching basketball in my life, but statistically, I'm willing to bet that not a lot of fires have been on the basketball wooden. Is it a rink? Is it a basketball wooden court? It's called a court, probably. It's called a court, I think. Basketball court. From downtown. Why do they have so many flags? They're all American flags. There's like 15, 20, 30. You know, here's a question. Would you rather have a park that has these are like 40 foot flags. They're not huge. Wouldn't it have been better to invest in one, maybe 10-story super flag? Or would you rather have, let me count these. How many flags are there here? There's at least 2, 4. I'm going to do multiplication because they're in stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 by 4. So that's a rough number. I mean, there could be more, there could be a little less. 9 by 4. So there's 30 to 40 flags. They're 2, 3-story flags. They're not big flags. Couldn't they have just invested in one big, 10-story super flag? Like a super flag would be 8 stories tall. I don't know, maybe. I bet someone was in on the flag. There's some flag conspiracy there. So, I think Doge needs to look into the flag conspiracy at Dibert Park in Florence, Alabama. There's something going on there. There's something afoot. There's something big going on there. I don't know what it is, but it probably connects to the Illuminati or Skynet or some sort of golem. They're all American flags, right? The wind's not blowing, so I can't tell. Maybe they're different flags, and I'm just Maybe there's 50 flags and they're all the states. And I'm just a angry, jaded human being making commentary about someone's 50 flags of all the states. Or maybe they're all American flags. I don't know. Does it matter? I gotta do something, I gotta stay busy. Gotta stay busy. Here's a new game. It's called Drone Controller. And it's for like Xbox. And you're given army missions and you blow up stuff from a drone while playing Xbox. It teaches the youth how to... You're not going to have kids doing that in the future. You're going to have them... they're probably going to just have it all be done by AI. The game will be called Drone AI Manager. You will create the programming for the drones. And then you'll have to have the fallback, because like, let's say you were a drone programmer and you created a program for the drones and you accidentally blew up a wedding or something. But like 99 out of 100 of your blow-ups were good blow-ups. But you accidentally blew up one car with a family or something. And then you'd have to walk on stage and be like, that was a mistake, or that would be the video game. You'd have to push a button. Push X to mourn. We're firing some people. I don't know, that'd be kind of fun, right? There's a famous meme called press X to pay respect. I never played the Call of Duty, but it's a meme, and a meme means you need to know it, even if you don't. Like, if you've never seen Star Wars, you need to know what Star Wars is to exist in the world. It's about Star Wars, and it's about these... It's kind of like fighter planes in space. And there's these people that can do magic with their hands. You need to know that, even if you've never seen Star Wars. You need to know what Star Wars is. You need to know what press X to pay respect is. It means you push X on your controller, and you pay respect at a funeral, I think. I never played the game. I just know the meme. Know your meme. You need to know all the memes. You need to know all the cliches. If you don't know all the memes and cliches, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. That's how the world works. Memes and cliches. Holy shit. I do like that. I do like my joke about Preparation S. Seething. I've got Preparation S. I got a bad case of seething, so... they need to make a Preparation S for my seething. So seething, how do I get Preparation S? I've got a bad case of Preparation S. Golems, you like that golem joke? It's a good joke. You could go on for a couple hours on golems, right? YouTube was created by a guy doing zoo videos, or was he doing... The first video on YouTube was a guy going to a zoo. I think he was an ethnic fella. And now it's taken over. ABC and CBS and NBC are going to go out of business probably eventually because of YouTube, or, the internet's going to destroy everything. Everything destroys everything. Okay, there's no... If there was a Florence Falcons... If there's a Florence Falcons thing around here, I'd do my World War I poet. Is it Yeats or Yates? The falcon nut cannot... All things fall apart. The falcon cannot hear the falconer. Skynet destroys everything. The golem cannot hear the golem maker. How about that one? Because the golem cannot hear. Who made Golem? Was Golem a Frodo? Was he a hobbit? What was Golem? I think he was he an elf or a golem, or he was always a golem? He was a troll. He was a gnome. He was a. Was he a midget? Was he a human? What was Golem before he tasted the ring, and then the ring was taken away from him. Who hears the cries of the golem? Golem lives matter. You know, I'm here to speak for the golems. If you're a golem, if you touch the ring and then you lost the ring, I'm here to speak for you. I'm your man. I'm your guy. I'm here to give voice to the golems out there. All the golems of the world unite. You know, he's taking the Communist Manifesto and changing a word because he thinks he's witty. Golems of the world unite. We will get our ring back. Makes me sound like a communist. I don't think I'm a communist. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am. It's hard to even know. There needs to be like a blood test. Someone needs to do like a thing you can like prick your finger and be like, is this man a communist? And then you prick your finger and it's like, nope, he is or he isn't. I feel like I'm in those episodes of there's a Star Trek show called Deep Space Nine, and there's these things called changelings. And a changeling was a creature that can morph into different things, and they had to give him blood samples and stuff. It was you could ask Cisco about it. I don't know. Cisco is a singer. He wrote the Thong Song. He knew a lot about changelings and their. He played Shaft, and he also sang the Thong Song. Both were pretty important. Let me see. Changelings had a hard time creating thong butts. So one of the ways the Federation fought the changelings was by they would say, I need you to twerk while wearing a thong. And the changelings were they didn't like to wear thongs and they didn't like to twerk. So it was one of the ways of catching the changelings. Because the changelings were spies. They would send their changelings into society and they'd go around changing faces. And then the Federation security would come up to him and be like, I need to see you twerk and I need to see you wear a thong. And Cisco would come in and they would catch the changelings that way. Let me see that thong. And twerk. And the changeling would be like, I refuse to twerk. I have decency and modesty and all those things. Let me go. Maybe make your booty go. You know what really scares me is don't do that. It doesn't scare you. I don't know. I just have random connections of memories, and the memories don't really add up to anything. They're just sort of there. They're connections, but there's no weights. The weights are not. You're supposed to, when you create a neural network, you put weights to ideas. So like, yes, there is a connection. You could look at spackle on the ceiling and look for a connection between the spackle patterns. And there probably is a connection to spackle patterns on your ceiling. But the weight of the importance of spackle patterns on your ceiling is not that important. My weighting system is all fucked up. I'm looking at spackle patterns. And people are like, why are you looking at spackle patterns? And you're supposed to pay attention to important stuff. And I'm stuck thinking about golems. God damn it. Was man a golem? Man took the clay. I've never read the Bible, so I should probably not talk about this like I have a clue what I'm talking about. But didn't he take clay and make man in his image? He blew man. God blew man. God blew the essence of life into man or something. I don't know. Really should read the Bible. God damn it. You gonna make me read the Bible, God? What an asshole. I'm gonna have to read the Bible now because I'm doing fucking golem jokes. And I didn't read the Bible because I gave a shit about religion. I just wanted to do my golem joke correctly. I wanted to do research. I wanted to do process. It's not due process. It's due diligence. Due diligence. I wanted to do some diligence, so I doed Do the diligence. Do the diligence. There's a drink called Mountain Dew. Do the do. Do your diligence. Hey, here's a metal. It's a nice one too. I kind of like it. It's plastic. It looks nice, but it's a metal thing for your car tire. You know, the rims. It looks really nice, like it's silvery, but you just heard the noise. It was gilded all the way down. It was plastic. It wasn't even gilded. Like gilded means like metal with gold on the outside. This was fucking plastic, and it looked nice. So, oh well. What do I got? Nothing. Nothing. Med plus. Walk in. Occupational. Nothing. A lot of people don't know this, but the British Queen, she let America go, or the British King, he let America go. We're just his golem. We're actually still under British occupation. They created us as a golem to take over America, but secretly they still have a cabal. It's called the British King Queen Cabal Illuminati. It's the British Illuminati. They still run everything. You just don't know it. I have no evidence to support this. I just like the idea, you know, because didn't the Americans in this story were the golems. We went around killing all the Indians and stuff, and the British were like, we didn't do it. It was the Americans. And then the British are going to come in. Well, it was the French in the French and Indian War. The French were the allies with the Indians, right? And the British we had to kill a bunch of Indians because George Washington was wearing a red coat while fighting Indians. You know, that was called the French and Indian War. It was French and Indian War. It doesn't even say who. It should be the French and Indians versus the British, right? And was that part of the Napoleonic? Or no, it was not part of the Napoleonic. It was before 1776. It was like George Washington would have been like he would have been like 30 years old, 30 years old. So, I don't know. The French and Indian and Golem War. The French and Indian and British War. Yeah, he didn't do any. Oh, here's a mini bottle of something. Yeah, so I stopped doing those jokes. I used to do a lot of alcohol jokes. I'd walk around and I'd find the alcohol bottles. And I don't do those jokes as much anymore. I'm in a better mood. I'm in a better place. So no more alcohol jokes. Unless there's a lot of them. If I found like 100 bottles on the ground, I'd probably do an alcohol joke again. But that was just one little. It was probably a 350 milliliters, 250. A shot is 150 or 100. This is probably 3 shots. I really need some shots of alcohol. I've been sober for over, I don't know, I'm gonna get drunk eventually. I can tell it. I can smell it. I can smell it in my head. I'm gonna get drunk eventually. Just want to get drunk. I mean, not like off alcohol. I'll get drunk off anything. I need something to, I need to, you know, Marx called Christianity the opiate of the masses. I need an opiate. I need a drink. I need something to take the edge off, you know. Does anybody know a good drug or, you know, a good religion, a good philosophy? I just need something, you know. Take the edge off, man. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. Firehouse Subs, they say they're open. Their open sign is on. They are not open. You cannot go to Firehouse Subs on a Tuesday morning at 1:50 and get a Firehouse Sub. They're pretty good subs. They steam cook them, so it's like a wet sandwich. It's very moist. It's pretty good. They're kind of expensive, but they're good. They've when I was younger, it was like $10 for a large one. They're probably like $15 for the large one with a lot of meat on it because of inflation. But Firefighters love steamed. They don't like toasted things because when they eat toasted food, they think of their dead buddies probably. They're like, my buddy, he got roasted alive. So they like to steam their sandwiches. That's why Firehouse Subs steams their subs. When a fireman goes in there. When a fireman goes into a Quiznos, he has like PTSD. He's like, that's just like my friend. He got roasted alive. That's a stupid joke. Actually, it's a decent joke. Actually, that's why Firehouse Subs was created. It was because firemen were tired of eating sandwiches and having like, whatever. Starbucks, their light is not on. You get a Starbucks in like 4 or 5 hours. What else? Firehouse Subs, where firemen go to get a steamed sandwich, not a toasted sandwich, not a fire grilled. They don't like Whoppers. They don't like Whoppers, those firemen, because they think of fire grilled. That's for all my firemen viewers. Zero of my viewers are firemen probably, so. Oh well. Someday I will have millions of, all the firemen will be like, that guy wrote some good jokes. He wrote a good fireman joke. He really, because you got it, when you open up a fast food restaurant, you really got to think of the firemen. Flame toasted? Flame something Whoppers. McDonald's, they don't talk about how they make their hamburgers. Quiznos is toasted. They don't like that cigarette brand that from Mad Men. Mad Men had the toasted tobacco. What other toasted / food? Wood burning pizzas. Firemen do not like wood fire pizzas. I wonder what firemen's opinions on Old Hickory the President are. Are they pro Old Hickory or anti Old Hickory? Golden Corral. Is there a light on? Is there a light broken? Or is there just, it just says Den Corral. They don't want to fix their light, so it's a den of corrals. That's one of my favorite jokes in the entire, I love it when a company does not fix their lights and their name changes. So instead of a Golden Corral, this is a Den Corral. Chick-fil-A. Chicken sandwich is very good. They have pretty good chicken sandwiches. Pretty good. Tasty. They're fried. They have sometimes I used to have a blood drive where I lived, and they would give these free chicken sandwiches out. They were coupons for a free chicken sandwich. And sometimes I get one and they put pickles on it, and I get angry. I want it plain, and there would be a pickle on it, and the pickle juice would ruin the sandwich for me. The pickle juice, it's a control freak thing. It's not so much that the pickle juice, it was that I said no pickles, and there was a pickle on it, and it was a reminder of my own mortality and stuff like that. How dare you? I said no pickles, and they put, the sandwich had, pickles, maybe some mayo on it. And, not a big fan of that. Okay, breathe in and breathe out. Stand up straight. Breathe in. Sam's Club is filling up their gas, I'm guessing, because they got a big gas tanker out here. It's 2 o'clock. They're filling up their gas. Good for them. Sometimes you ever wonder where the gas comes from in from your gas stations. Well, these big truckers come by in these big tanks, and they fill the tank up. That's spoiler. That's where the gas comes from. There's a guy. He's got a like a metal grate trailer with a lawnmower in the back. It's 2 o'clock. There was an emergency lawn mow he had to do, so he's You gotta do those emergency lawn mows at 2 o'clock, and he did it at like midnight. It was a midnight job. You have to pay double if you want your lawn mowed at midnight. You have to pay double. There's a whole industry of emergency lawn mows. My lawn is not cut. Call. There's probably some. Is it the Sod Soldier? The Sod Soldier is a famous guy in Florence, Alabama. He has a truck. He's the Sod Soldier. He mows lawns. I bet he puts sod down. He might mow lawns. Maybe I'm mixing this up. Maybe he doesn't mow lawns. Maybe he just puts sod down. I don't know. I am the Sod Soldier. That's his competition. His competition will outbid him, and at midnight he'll go around cutting lawns. If the Sod Soldier finds out, there could be some trouble. Those two are gonna have a tussle. I hope the Sod Soldier does not find out about midnight, 2 o'clock midnight lawn cutter guy. Seven Brew. What else we got? Mattress Firm. We got Verizon. It's a firm mattress. You like mattresses that are firm? I like soft mattresses. They're open. They say they're open. It's 2 o'clock. They say they're open. I don't think they're open. Maybe. Have you ever been up at 2 o'clock at night and you wanted a mattress? Come on down to Mattress Firm. They say they're open. What if you looked in the window right now and there was people buying mattresses? That'd be kind of funny. I'd feel like a dumbass, like here I am making fun, because the statistical reality is some dumbass just forgot to turn the light off, and I'm being a smart ass and I'm making fun of Mattress Firm. But there's a salesman in there right now, and there's a smiling couple. They're buying a mattress at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Who feels like the dumbass now? Chipotle? I do like Chipotle. They're pretty tasty. Beans and rice. It's a semi-healthy food. It's semi-healthy. It's not like, I don't know, what is healthy? Like tofu and, if you're working hard, you can eat a Chipotle and be okay, right? I had a story. My parents told me this story. My mom's side were farmers, and they were sharecroppers. My mom's side was sharecroppers, and they would dip their food in like bacon grease, but they were doing like 14. That's what she said. I don't know if it's true. Maybe they were lazy little pieces of shit. I don't know. But farmers might work 16-hour days. So if they want to dip their bacon, their biscuits in bacon grease, and they're going to work a 16-hour day, you can eat bacon grease if you you work really hard. And there was another story I was told. I don't know if this is true. I'm telling you a story I was told, which is somewhere in my past there was some loggers or something. I'm imagining like redwoods and a double-sided, like one of them saws where two people, but I don't know. I don't have any pictures of it or anything. I'm just imagining here. And they would say they would eat like 10,000 calories a day, but I don't know. I mean, that sounds like, those are like Michael Phelps numbers. Like I think Michael Phelps eats like 10,000 calories a day. Good for him. But he swims a bunch. He swims, a lot. So good for Michael Phelps. I wonder if is he still relevant? Does anybody even know who that is? I barely know who he is. He's a tall guy. He swam. And was that like the 2016 or 2020? He's irrelevant now. That was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, probably 5 years ago. I don't know. I didn't pay that close of attention. I just heard a story where he ate a bunch of food, so I'm comparing it to people who cut trees down back in the old days before chainsaws. Do you know how much gas has calories per gas? You know, there's calories in gas. You can't drink gas, but an engine can drink gas and turn it into calories, because a calorie is a unit of energy. It's similar to food. Food is a unit of energy, right? It's a unit of turning boiling liquid, I think it's boiling liquid or something, or moving the temperature of liquid. Kind of weird. That's how we measure food. It's about water moving. There's probably some calories in gas, but you can't drink gas. There's probably calories in coal. Coal has so many calories per kilogram, probably. A chemist could probably tell you that. Michael Phelps ate over 100 pounds of coal a day. He was a real furnace of a swimmer. You know, he furnace. He had to have a furnace that was watertight, because if the water got into his coal furnace, he would stop swimming, I guess, because he was burning coal. That's a racial term too. A coal burner is a lady who has sex with black men. They call that a coal burner, I think. So I wasn't calling Michael Phelps a lady who has sex with black men. I was thinking of, what if Michael Phelps drank gas instead of eating food? He drank gasoline or diesel or charcoal or lighter fluid. And now I'm going to be accused of saying Michael Phelps is a coal burner, and he's not a coal burner. He's a swimmer. He eats food. He could probably take you in a fight. You shouldn't make fun of Michael Phelps. He could probably fuck you up. He's probably all athletic-y, and he could probably run a marathon, and you could not run a marathon probably. So don't fuck with people who can run marathons. Don't fuck with people who can. If a person can eat 10,000 calories a day and still be like 10% body fat, don't fuck with those people. They're dangerous. They'll mess you up probably. Ooh, I'm gonna go look at the skate center, because they've got a bunch of signs on the front of the skate center, and I want to know what is the skate center telling me? The skate center is communicating with me using pink and green signs. They're maybe 3 foot by 2 foot. I don't know what size. And I'm walking by Sleep Outfitters. They are not open, but the lights are on. They have lamps beside the bed. Man, those are some nice beds. What if you didn't have a house and you just walked by and you're like, man, those are some nice beds. And you're just like jealous because there's like 15, 20, 30, 40 beds. No one's in there. You're just like, man, I wish I could sleep on that bed. I'm not homeless. I just like to walk around at night because I do have a place to sleep. I was just thinking of that because it's like these are lined up beds. These are like, 5 in a line. Times 5 times 5 times, there's a row versus a row versus a row. Oh, well, that crazy guy from last night who was huffing the no outside refreshments. I'm guessing it's refreshments. So they want you to buy their pizza and their Cokes. It says, bring, break, late skate. Spring break, late skate. Holiday. I have bad vision. Wow. Holiday price break. Spring break skate. Spring break late skate. I have not gone skating since like elementary school. I need to go skating. Friday the 13th, there was supposed to be this thing where like Jason would go. It was like a wooden rink. I was talking about wooden rinks earlier, wasn't I? It's a basketball, and there's this wooden rink, and there's a DJ in an area. They have video games along the side, and then they had pizza, and then they had Coke, and then in the back left corner there was a cubby where you could trade your shoes in for. You'd have a coupon, and you give them the coupon, and you give them your shoes, and then they give you skates, and you'd be like, I want a size 13. And he probably sprayed them, It's kind of similar to bowling. You know how when you go bowling, there's a guy who sprays your shoes. He had a big room of skates, and there were video games. There was a F-14 game, I think. You know, you could. It was it was the 80s when Tom Cruise did Top Gun. So this would have been the early 90s, and I think there was a game called Afterburner, and it was an F-14, and it had a throttle, and you could shoot the F-14. It had better graphics than your Nintendo, because of the video games and the not consoles, they were called stands, they were called arcades. The arcades had expensive hardware, and they had these little throttles, and you could move the throttle. There was probably some blinking lights. And Tom Cruise was not on the picture, but you could imagine Tom Cruise being like smiling while he shoots his missiles and machine guns while flying the F-14. So the game was kind of piggybacking off. It was a really well-made game, actually. I think it's in Terminator 2. They had some of the versions you could sit down in them, and you could sit down and it might rotate a little bit. I don't know if that's true or not. Did it rotate? That would have been more expensive. That was probably only in California, where there were a bunch of rich people. This one you had to stand up, and it had a throttle and a joystick. Did it have a joystick? It might have had a joystick. It might not have. It was just a Nintendo, an old Nintendo rectangular pad. You know, you paid money to... They had a motorcycle game, maybe? They had a motorcycle game where you could sit on the motorcycle and you could lean right or left. And it had the motorcycle throttle. You know, a throttle on a motorcycle is you ever ridden a bike? You know how you change gears on a bike? Well, the throttle of a motorcycle kind of works like that. I don't know. I've never ridden a motorcycle, so I can't speak intelligently about this, but I'm assuming it's something like that. A lot of kids learn to ride their motorcycles playing that game in the skate center, probably. Well, they had a game called Big Bertha. It was kind of like not skeet ball, but it was a game. You know how skeet ball is a physical game. Well, Big Bertha it had these hollow plastic. You know, like the balls that a ball pit. A ball pit. It had balls like that, and you would throw them into a lady's mouth, and she'd get fatter as you threw balls into her mouth. I don't think that game is it's very non-PC today. There's some collector in Florence right now who has the Big Bertha game. He probably has it, and he plays it. He'll show his friends. He'll be like, "This game you cannot play." She'd be like, "Feed me more, feed me," and her stomach would expand with probably air pumps or something. I don't actually know, but do I even remember her face? Do I remember Big Bertha's face? Not really. I vaguely remember it. It was a red dress? Did it have yellow dots? I don't know. Maybe. You know, all these thoughts will be lost. Like, you know that quote. What else did they have? They had, I don't know. That's the only games I remember them. A motorcycle game, Afterburner. Did they have Cruisin' USA? Cruisin' USA it had a steering wheel. Did it have, I remember trying to play that because I think it had gas pedals, but I was wearing skates, so it's hard to use a gas pedal when you're, did they have gas? I don't even know. They might not have. Maybe I'm just hallucinating that memory. Here's a title max. Do you want to sell your title? It's 2:30. It is 2:08 on a Tuesday morning. There's a jacket. Someone left their jacket on their seat. It almost looks like there's a guy sleeping there. Oh, well, there's, 6 or 8 desks. And it says open. The guy left the open sign on, the open light on. There's some jackets on the seats. They have office rolly seats. There's 2 jackets in there on the seats, so maybe someone's in there burning the midnight Title Max oil. Burning the oil, burning the gas. They're like Michael Phelps. They drink gas, I guess. Burning the midnight oil. there's a new rule in the Olympics. They're trying to outlaw a lot of these Olympic athletes. They're tired of using food as their form of combustion, and they're trying to move to like gas, natural gas, and the Olympics are trying to crack down on that. They don't want people using natural gas or gasoline to run their bodies. So you gotta worry about that in the future. A lot of the bosses, a lot of the Olympic athletes, they won't run on food like you or me. They'll run on gas. So I wonder if the price, the amount of calories per unit gas, I bet it's actually quite a lot. I bet it's like a gallon of gas probably has, I need to get a chemist friend. I need to look this up on YouTube or Google, because I bet a gallon of gas has like 10, a pound of fat has 4,000 or 5,000 calories in it. And a gallon weighs like 4 or 5 pounds. So I'm guessing a gallon of gas has more calories than fat. 5 pounds of fat or 5 pounds of gas, which has more calories? I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up when I get home. Because a gram of fat has, I think, 8 calories or 7 or 8 calories, and a gram of carbohydrates has 4 calories, and a gram of protein has like 4 calories. So, and then it's either 28 or 32 grams per ounce. So that's 30 times 8 is 320 per ounce. So 300 times 16 ounces per pound. 300 times 16 is what? 3 times 16 is 2,400. So, okay, you said 3,000. And you said like 5,000. You were wrong. So there's no consistency in my math. I make this shit up as I go. I don't remember the numbers that well. Sorry. 4 times, it's 32. Is it 32 grams per ounce, or is it 28? Or I never sold drugs that much. If you're a drug seller, you know how many grams are in an ounce and how many ounces are in a gram and blah, blah, blah. Never sold drugs, so I don't know the math numbers. I think it's either 30 or 32. I don't know. All the people who listen to me who are drug dealers are like, what a fucking dumbass. He would get 20. If you're a drug dealer and you said you were selling someone an ounce and you gave them 28 instead of 32, or 32 instead of 30, or what if it's like 50? What if it's like 50 grams per ounce? I don't know. Nails, spa, waxing. None of these are open. I was hoping to find a shop that was open at 2 o'clock. And all I've seen is the mattress place. And the gas station might have been open. I don't know. I'm not going to go that way again. Because that ended up being a 4 or 5 hour walk, man. Shit. I can't do that. I will find all the places in Florence who leave their open sign on, and I will humiliate them. Everybody will be terrified to leave their open neon light on when I'm walking around. I'll be the guy who finds all that. A lot of these places have little desks, cash car loans, a lot of desks. Yeah, that'd be a weird job. I'm always surprised there's so many of those places. It kind of saddens me. Back in like 2007 or 6, I had a blue collar job. I worked at a cabinet shop, and there's a main road in Muscle Shoals called it's called Muscle Shoals Main Road probably. And they had like 15 or 20 cash places. You go in there and you give them a check, and then they charge you, 5% a week or 10. I don't know if they charge you, but they give you cash based on your future. So it's like a loan, a payday loan. I don't know. I wouldn't want that job. Imagine every day you come into work and someone's like, I just need a payday cash loan. Stop doing drugs. Stop buying coke. Have some money saved up. The entire U.S. economy would fall apart if people stopped doing drugs and stopped buying Coca-Cola. If people lived off rice and beans, you know, this whole thing would just fall apart probably, because like 90% of the U.S. economy is payday loans and sugar water, wrestling, you know, Taco Bell. You people could live on rice and beans, but you choose not to. You choose to drink your sugar water. You choose to drink your alcohol. You choose it. This world is your world. It's not my. If this was my world, it would be different. I'd make sure all the open lights were closed. Everybody would be forced. It'd be like a rule that if you had an open light on and you were not open, you'd be fined millions, trillions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars would be fined to you. How dare that mattress place say they're open and not be open? I'd change the world. Everything would be different. Probably not. I'd probably just sell sugar water, and I'd make sure you people got your payday loans. I think payday loans are very important, and you should all be getting payday loans, and you should all be indebted to me with your payday loans. What God promises, God provides. First WB Church. It's a free will Baptist church. They have free will in there. Do you think they'll sell me some free will? What God promises, God provides. I really need to read the Bible so I can know what he promises, because I don't know what he promises. I already told you I've never read the Bible. Shit. I need to read the Bible. What does he promise? If I need like a God, is there a God AI? There's probably some Christian programmer if you could ask an AI questions based on only God's programming, based on it's like a deep learning algorithm, you know. He pleased God. He pleases God who trust him most. I trust you, God. And by God, I mean I trust myself, because I am God. Ha ha ha. You people don't know it, but what I promise you is, you know, what was the other side of the sign? I don't remember. I'm gonna go walk back and look at. What did I promise you? It's what I promise you is what I give you, and he who pleases me, who trusts me the most. If you trust me, you please me, and what I promise you, I deliver you. I promise you nothing. That's what I promise you. I promise you payday loans, sugar water, and I promise you what I promise, I provide. I offer you nothing, and I offer you sugar water, overpriced sugar water. I offer you alcohol, cigarettes. Technically, there's going to be like a cigarette blight, and then people are like, he promised us cigarettes, and then there's a blight on the tobacco crop, and I'll look like an idiot because I promised you. I was being sarcastic. I was saying that I promise you, you know, sugar water, alcohol, and tobacco, and then I won't be able to offer the tobacco. And then someone's going to be like, he offered us tobacco, and he did not give us what he promised us, and I'll get overthrown. I'll be beheaded. I'll be publicly beheaded, like the King Louis. King Louis was it King Louis? Some king from France got beheaded. He promised the people cigarettes and alcohol, and they beheaded him. You ungrateful people. I gave you sugar water and payday loans, and I gave you all sorts of stuff, and you ungrateful golems, you ungrateful golems. Yeah, you did that joke yesterday. Yeah, that was last night. It was you ended at like 3:34, 4:30. I looked at the video. I could not find the car. When I took the video of the car, I did not see any video of the car. So that's not cool. You know, I thought it was a mini car. I could Google. I could find out what the name of that car was, but I don't know. I don't feel like it. What I promise you, I give you. You promised us a picture of the car. You did not give us the picture of the car. I aimed too far to the left. He was under the canopy in the gas station. it would have been near the gas. He was near the door to the gas station, but he was not to the left of the gas station like my video implied. He or she, it could have been a she. Statistically, people who drive cars that weigh like under 1,000 pounds, are they females or males? Statistically, I don't know. I walk the lonely streets on the boulevard of Florence. How many open signs will you see? I guess 5. I'm going to guess 5. How many are you going to see? You're going to see 5. How many will it be in the end? I promise you 5. I don't promise you 5. I'll make them up. If I don't see them, I'll make them up. So let's see how many I see. You could go, if I fail, I don't get 5, I'm at 4, I'll have to walk all the way back up to the intersection and go up to the steak place and the Dairy Queen. And there won't be any, and then I'll just have walked for no reason. I'll have walked Florence Boulevard twice, looking for open signs because I promised you people 5, but I have no clue what number it'll be. But you people want your promises fulfilled. Otherwise, you will get your guillotine out and, by guillotines, they're not the nicest things. Don't get, guillotines. I like guillotines. I don't like I like them and I don't like them. It's a it's fun to guillotine. It's not fun to be guillotined. Everybody's giddy when they get to guillotine their enemies. But what happens when your enemies get guillotined and they start guillotining you? Ooh, that's not fun. He who guillotines first guillotines last. He who throws the first guillotine blade shall. He who I don't know. I'm trying to do quotes about guillotines here. I got nothing. I promise you nothing. I promise you nothing but empty calories, and I got empty calories for you, and I got, what else? Good job. Your open sign is not on. You guys are doing good. You people are doing a good job. I wanna congratulate you. So far, 0 open signs for closed places. Good job, guys. Good job. Love is what I'm trying to steal from you people. I'm trying to steal love from you people. Yes. I was trying to find this, what was it? Okay, I'll tell the story. It's not a funny story. There's a Norm Macdonald intro. He plays this abusive relationship with his side host. And the beginning of it's a joke about how they're both using vocabulary that's very complicated. And I couldn't find it. And I just couldn't find it on YouTube. It's, I don't know, it's not even that funny of a joke. It's just something I was trying to find and I couldn't find it. You purposely use high vocabulary. And then there was veiled threats in it. It was kind of funny. It made me chuckle. I got stuck watching The Office Guy. The side Office Guys. Ricky Gervais's second, his behind the scenes guy. I ended up watching that whole thing. Oh wow, that wasn't that. Was that all you did? Were you doing something else while doing that, or did you just watch that by itself? Did you really? Were you playing Hoi 4? You might have been playing Hoi 4. Yeah, I probably was playing Hoi 4 while listening to it. My BF-109s, I have to upgrade them with heavy machine guns and rubber. That's not that interesting. Jiffy Lube. They do not have their open sign on. They have an exit sign on. You can see the exit sign from the window. Do you have to have your exit sign on when no one's in there? I guess you do, maybe. It's a fire hazard to not know where the exits are when the shop is closed and no one is in there. Not just oil, Pennzoil. It's different than oil. Michael Phelps does not use normal oil. He uses Pennzoil. He uses Texaco gas. I don't know. That's not. You're trying to do jokes about oil and lubricants now. A good T800, a good Olympic athlete uses Mapco. Does they use Mapco? Do they use Texaco? Do they use Jiffy Lube? Someone around here is going to have an open sign. Come on. One of you people has an open sign. I know one of you people do. Come on. Zero cop cars so far. You know, yesterday you had all those cop cars following you. And now, no cop cars. I'm lonely. Only the lonely. I just want... My only audience is cops now, so... Yummy's Bakery. Yeah, they do. You're in a little bit of a paranoid spike there. What do you have? You just have your wallet and your keys on you. You don't have anything illegal. You're wearing shorts. It's 2 o'clock on a Tuesday. Yeah, maybe you should get arrested. He should be arrested. He should be arrested. He used to go in for motor maintenance. Motor maintenance? How about that one? You're going to turn. Humans are now cars. We no longer. We're being reformatted to drink oil and gas. The elites of England, the queens and kings of England have determined that they are tired of using the calories of wheat and corn and soybeans, and they want to use the calories of gasoline and petrol, diesel. Maybe we'll run off solar panel. You know, you'll have a solar panel on your head. I'll walk around. Instead of eating, I will just stop moving and I will recharge my calories and by standing still. You know how that works, right? Solar panels. Do they collect calories or do they collect watts? Watts and calories. There's a conversion, isn't there? There's a conversion. You can convert one to the other if you're good at math. Here's a vending machine if you're hungry. Come on down to Sparkle Car Wash. There's a vending machine. Open 24/7. A vending machine. You get some, I'm guessing chips, some cookies, maybe some candy bars. They have a change machine. If you want change, if you're in Florence and you want some change, come on down to Sparkle Car Wash. They got a change machine and a vending machine. And they've got the FTOUH. That was a joke from yesterday. It wasn't funny yesterday. It's not funny today. But the vending machine it's probably open. What if, what is the legality of that? Do vending machines have to have an open sign? Could you have a vending machine that it looked like it was on, but it did not have an open? It was not open, but it would take your cash. And then at like 6 o'clock, he turns the light on. The vending machine is now open. And I put like $10 into the vending machine overnight. And he comes in the morning and flips the machine. And there's an open sign on the vending machine. And then I just lost $10 in a vending machine that was not open. It was not open. It was closed. Love is what I'm leeching. Remember that. Love is what I'm leeching. I burst down in tears when my dog runs away. I get irate at the bills I have to pay. I seethe at the bills I have to pay. I don't know. Come on, open sign. Show me some open signs. What I got. Remember that. Love is what I don't know. Waffle House. It's a Waffle House. Boulevard of Church of Christ. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I see that the bills I have to pay. Preparation S. Preparation S. Preparation S. It's a business, buddy. It's all a business. The whole thing's a business. The boulevard is a business. The boulevard is alive. It is alive. It has a heartbeat. It is alive. It is a living thing. Florence Boulevard beats with the heart of 1,000, 1,000,000, 80 million souls. 80 million, 200, 300 million souls beating as one. To misuse. That's in World War II, as the Japanese had 80 million hearts beating as one. To become one, to lose. Yeah, you were listening. Did you talk about that? Did you already talk about that Eminem song in your head? It's called Lose Yourself. And it's about Detroit. Detroit Boulevard. Is it about Detroit Boulevard? Is 8 Mile a boulevard? Or is it just a highway? Or is it? It's a boulevard of Detroit. It's 8 miles long. 8 miles long. You lose yourself in the 8 miles. God, I want to go to Detroit and walk 8 Mile now. 8 miles would take, if you're walking 20-minute miles, that would take you 3 hours to walk 8 miles, 2 to 3 hours. Because I'm walking at a slow pace. So 8 miles divided by 20. 8 times 20 would be 1,600. 160. 160 divided by 60 is 2. It's an hour and 40 minutes. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Right? So, but then again, it's 8 miles. It's probably got like maybe some of it, there's traffic, there's probably lights you have to go through. Or do you think you could just walk the 8 miles in one? Would you have to stop at traffic lights? Or I don't know. It's probably stop and go pedestrian traffic. It might take more than 3 hours. It might take a lot longer than that. Because, there's sidewalks and intersections and do 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 do. I gotta go to my rap battle. I got a rap battle tonight with myself. I will rap battle myself. I don't know any raps, so I can't do any rap battles. Shit. Do 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 do. You only get one chance to walk 8 Mile, and then you die. Like a lot of people don't know that. You only get one chance to walk the 8 miles. There's 4,000 miles in America. You could walk 4,000 miles. If you walk professionally, you could probably walk 13-minute miles. If you got good at walking. I don't know. What can a person walk? 10 minutes it's getting into the jog area, right? 10-minute mile, is that a jog or is that a walk? 6 miles an hour walking speed. That's probably some work right there. That probably takes some energy. That takes some determination. You can't just half-ass that. That would take mental fortitude and do 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 do. Well, this is only like 2 miles, right? What is Florence Boulevard? A mile or two? It's no 8 Mile. It's just a mile or two. Probably a mile. Probably a mile and a half. Shit. I need a longer bowl. You should go over to Muscle Shoals. That might be 2 or 3 miles. Maybe 2 miles, 3 miles. And then you could do, because I don't know Muscle Shoals that well. That is not a bad idea. I actually kind of want to do that now. Tomorrow night, I'm going to drive over. Then you'll have to buy some gas. You'll have to find a place to park. Where do you park? so that I can walk up and down Muscle Shoals without getting towed. Because here's the thing, like, the thing I like about this is it's very free. Like, I'm just, besides the calories I'm burning, I'm not really paying anything for this. But if I drive to Muscle Shoals, that's like a gallon of gas. That's, and then if I got towed, that's like a couple $100, right? And it's a lot of trouble, you know? A lot of trouble. We got trouble here in Muscle Shoals City. He tried to park for free and walk up and down Muscle Shoals Boulevard. So we towed his car. You ain't gonna free lunch in Muscle Shoals police don't let you free lunch, man. They won't let you park your car and walk up and down Muscle Shoals Boulevard. You know, they're not very nice. No free lunches, no free walks. There are no free walks on Florence Boulevard. You got to pay the piper. It's a gang. There's a gang that owns Florence Boulevard. If you walk up and down Florence Boulevard, they make you pay to walk up and down this boulevard. There's no free walks, no free lunches, no free meals. I think I've only seen that movie once or twice. I've probably listened to that song maybe 10 or 20 times, and I've heard Mom Spaghetti multiple times. That's the best edit ever. It's where you take every lyric from that song and you turn it into Mom Spaghetti. So you just say Mom Spaghetti over and over. You only get one Mom Spaghetti. Do not let your chance to eat Mom Spaghetti blow There's once in a lifetime Mom Spaghetti. Could you turn sound lyrics into if you had like a really good vocalizer, could you just you could take the because it's music, right? It's two tracks. So there's the vocal track and there's the musical track. You could really ruin it by taking the musical track out and then just turning it into, you know, like an auto tune of yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm not a musical person. That would really ruin it though, because I don't know. Okay, breathe in. Do 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 do. Did you do that joke yesterday where it was like you had a Kanye joke where it was just gonna be there's this song by Kanye called Runaway, and the premise of the song is that he has a piano playing and it goes do 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 do, and your premise of your joke was you just keep playing the same musical note and you would never move the musical note. It would be do 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 do. It'd be like a 24-hour song of just the one musical note played over and over. Is there a gas station down there? What is that? There's lights. It looks like a car wash down there, but it's in the valley. In the valley of the car wash. You can walk over to Whedon. It's like the Whedon Road. Oh man. Is there a car wash down there in the valley? There might be like a metal place down there, and they keep their metal trucks lit up. Like the Boulder. Remember the Caterpillars from yesterday? They were lit up. Is there? Oh, it looks like an open sign, but it's an exit sign. I was really giddy. I was hoping I was hoping this car place had an open sign, but it's just an exit sign. Very disappointed. Florence Boulevard. They have very good. They're very good about their open sign discipline. They have very good discipline on their open signs and closed signs. He's trying to compare it to like trigger discipline, I guess. I don't know. It's okay. It's a discipline of, there's a problem in America. Too many businesses are leaving their open signs on when they are not open. No, you ever got like a tongue cramp or mouth, like a jaw cramp? It's like the worst feeling. I'll yawn sometimes and my tongue will cramp, and I don't know how to get rid of a tongue cramp. Like if you get a leg cramp, you can sort of put some weight on the leg, but a tongue cramp, you can sort of massage your tongue, but you can't really do anything. I had the beginnings of a tongue cramp. It's just a little bit of a tongue cramp. What if that was like a stroke, or that was like a clogged artery in your tongue? I'm gonna fall over in a second. I just had a stroke. A stroke is where, you have a blood clot in your brain, right? And then you get brain damage, and you can't move a portion of your body or something. A heart attack is where you have one of your arteries. Is it an artery or a vein or an artery? Would it have to be an artery, or could it be a vein? Because the arteries are the big ones, right? And then the veins and the capillaries are if the arteries are the highways, the capillaries and the veins would be the 2-lane roads, and the dirt roads and the driveways. So is a heart attack only in the arteries, or can it be in the capillaries? And probably has to be an artery. Probably has to be an artery. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You can shit on any artist, but any artist who can create a song that will get stuck in your head, I guess there's some skill to that, right? Like, here I am humming the intro to a song about 8 miles. I don't know. I guess it takes skill to do that, I guess. They're called brain viruses. If you can create one brain virus in your life, you have, you're worth your weight in virus material, RNA, DNA, virus material. What are viruses made out of? Viruses do not replicate on their own. Bacteria, fungus, all those. Does a fungus replicate on its own? A mammal does. A mammal replicates. A virus finds a host, and it viruses into the host or something. And then there's the one where it takes over the host. They always do that. It's I think it's more of a plant though. Like in Half-Life 2, there's always these things that jump on your head and they take over your body. Like Resident Evil has them. I never played a Resident Evil game, but I've seen some Rule 34 of Resident Evil, and there's a parasite thing that goes on your head, and it's got tentacles. So there's something in the real world similar to that. It's a parasitic something or other. And a virus, like HIV is a virus, or there's viruses, they don't replicate on their own. They get into something that is healthy, and then they use the organism to make replications of itself. There's that shit that cats have, supposedly. What's that stuff called? It's called octoplasmosis, or I don't know. I am the puppet master. I am a virus. I cannot procreate on my own. I must infuse my brain viruses, into the host. Do. But then again, that would make all musicians and artists, they're brain virus sellers, right? You know, you can, how many people, like 50% of people could whistle Ode to Joy, right? Or you think 25% of people, if I said whistle Ode to Joy and I'll give you $50, what percentage of people could whistle Ode to Joy without, you know, without Googling it, or, because it's a brain virus, right? It's a brain virus song. 10%, 20%, 5%. Could you whistle? What songs could you whistle? How many songs could you whistle without listening to them on YouTube? You know, just right now, grab a sheet of paper. How many songs could you halfway whistle? Here's an ATM machine sign. No opens, nobody's open. The ATM machine is open. Is it open? Is it outside or is it inside? It's inside. I broke into the gas station to use the ATM machine because it said ATM machine and the light was on, but I was arrested because, you know, you can't break into a gas station because the light for the ATM machine is on. I found that out the hard way. I got breaking and entering charges and I was in jail for, I don't know, would they send you to jail for that? Probably 6 months, a couple months. He broke and entered. The judge would be like, you starting to buy that story? You thought that you could break into the gas station because the ATM machine light was on. I'll pay for the window, Judge. I'll pay for the window. Nope. Off to the slammer. Off to the slammer. He goes. He gets slammed. They don't have slammers anywhere. It's all, there's doors. Yeah, there's doors. Do you get a key? Some of them, they give them keys, don't they? Or we're going to go backwards in time. We're going to go back to like Alcatraz slamming doors. When I was a kid, you didn't control your own door. When you went to jail, you had no. You know, in certain ways, I think being a prison owner would be easier now because there's so many, because cameras are filthy cheap, right? And they're prisoners, so they have no right to privacy. You could put a camera in every cell. And then you could do AI stuff, and you could manage stuff pretty well. I have a hard time imagining, it must be easy to control drug inputs and outputs if you had a camera and you had AI looking at them. Because, I mean, here's the thing. Imagine your job was to just watch cameras all day of, like, cell people. That'd be boring. But an AI is a golem. The AI golem will watch these people, and it, you know, it'll look for them sneaking their cocaine in through their gift bags and stuff. Because that would be a boring job. I would not want that job. I would not want to watch a camera all day. You know, you're watching a prisoner. It'd just be boring. I would never want to be a prison guard. So if you're a prison guard or a prison person, I would not want your job. So please do your job correctly. I don't want your job. I don't want to be anywhere near it. It sounds boring. It sounds like I would become corrupt very fast. I'd be like, you know, an inmate would walk up to me and be like, hey, we got this taken care of. And I'd be like, yeah, you got it taken care of. And I go to the bathroom and play Fruit Ninja, and they'd smuggle in 1 kilogram of cocaine, and the whole prison would go into, you know, anarchy because a bunch of cocaine got into the prison. I'd be a terrible prison, you know, person who carries a nightstick. I'd go up and down I'd be abusive. I'd probably carry a nightstick, and I'd go up and down the metal bars, and I'd drag the metal, I'd hit the metal bar to go click, 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 click. You know, I'd go up and down they'd all hate me. If one of them spit at me, I'd be like the guy in the Shawshank Redemption who beat the guy. Wasn't there that mean guy? He beat the guy. He was a fat guy. He beat him, and he's a famous actor. He's not famous. Well, what was he in? He was in Starship Troopers, and then he beat the fat guy in the Shawshank Redemption on the first night. I'd be like that guy. I'd beat up all the prisoners. I'd be one of those guys, you know, because I got a small penis, so like I beat up people to make myself feel better. So I'd go up and down the cells. Click, 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 click. Who wants to start a fight? And then one of them would spit at me. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to have some fun tonight. And I'd get all my aggression out. And I'd feel better. But then here's the thing, like 10 or 20 years later, I'm in a room, there's like 10 prisoners, I don't have my stick, and then they beat the shit out of me, and it would be... But I deserve it, right? You deserve it if you turn around is fair play, or turn around is fair play. There's a YouTube video called Turnaround. It's about a lady with big boobies, and she tells you about oil processing. So they have to turn off these oil refineries and do maintenance on them, and she'll tell you about turnaround. They call it turnaround. So in my next life, I'm going to be, she's going to get power someday, and she'll remember that time I made a joke about her boobies, and she's going to be like the president of the United States, this lady who made turnaround videos, and she's going to have me like arrested, and I'm going to be given breast implants, and I'm going to have to do turnaround videos because I made fun of her breasts. She's an actress. She'll probably be president someday now. Turnaround lady for president, 2036. What is it? It'll be 2024, 28, 32, 36, 40. She'll be president in 2040. Turnaround for president. All the people who made breast jokes about ladies will be arrested. They'll be given males with breast implants, and they will be forced to wear... Males will be forced to wear heels, and it's a femdom fantasy, I guess. It's a, I just want to... I'm oddly aroused. No, I'm not aroused. I do not have an erection right now, but it's a funny joke, I guess. It's gonna be a swivel back and forth. There's gonna be this like hyper dominant female president, and she's gonna be a real ball buster. She'll, all her political opponents will be arrested, and all the male, they'll be given estrogen. Because today's day and age, we've got Trump, and Trump's a high T president. He's got tons of T. If you cut him, he scars immediately. He's got so much T in him, testosterone, that, he's like 150, and he can still bench like 600 pounds. So the guy's got so much testosterone. So there's going to be the pendulum's going to swing in the other direction, and there's going to be the turnaround lady for president. If you don't know, is this an esoteric joke? Is turnaround an esoteric joke? Is it it's a YouTube video. If you Googled turnaround, big boobs, you'd probably find it, right? It's an oil processing video about oil, oil refineries. I don't know. They made fun of my turnaround presentation. She's probably just married with kids or something, but probably just a boring civilian. She isn't like the evil. I'm turning her into like an evil Hillary Clinton in this skit. I used to watch. I watched the House of Cards, and House of Cards told me that Hillary Clinton was going to be president because Frank Underwood was president, and then his wife was his vice president, and she was supposed to be like an allegory to Hillary Clinton, but she lost in 2016, right? Or did she run? She ran in 2016 against. Yeah, she ran in. My memory is so stupid. She ran. She lost. 2020, they ran the boring white Democrat guy who was old. And then he won, right? And then in 2024, MAGA came back. He's like Jackson. He's back with a vengeance. He's going after the banks. He's going after the pet banks. He's got a vendetta against the bus. He's a regular Jackson, in my opinion. I forgot to Google this. I was telling myself I was going to Google Jackson's story, because I think, did Jackson's wife die and Jackson blamed his political opponents? It got personal for Jackson. Jackson took a lot of the stuff personally. I think Trump is kind of like Jackson in that sense. There's some personal. Here's an open sign over here. Nails and Spa. Come around. It's 2:45, I bet. It is 2:54. And they say they're open, but they are not open. You already did a bunch of Jackson jokes, didn't you? You did Jackson jokes last night. You shouldn't do more Jackson jokes. And you didn't even look up Jackson. You forgot to look up. You should read a book about Jackson. I just know. What do I know about Jackson? He was kind of lean. He had a long, slender face. He had white hair, kind of white, silver hair, and he was tough, supposedly. He was secretly a, I don't know, just do dumb jokes. What would he be? What would be funny? I don't want to shit on a dead guy who's been dead since 18. He was probably 30 or 40 in the War of 1812. I'm guessing he was like 30 or 40 during the War of 1812. So I'm going to try and guess that he was 50 or 60 when he was president. So, I don't know. I'm trying to do some math, but vague math. It's called vague math when you don't know specific dates. You just have a couple dates and you're guessing their ages and stuff. It's like me trying to guess the time. I can kind of get within 30 minutes or 10 minutes, but it's not that accurate. I have to have a tool for it. I need tools to know the time. I can't tell you the time without a tool. A golem. A watch is a golem. Is my cell phone a golem? I guess it is. It's a creation of... I didn't create the golem. The Motorola company created my cell phone golem. Nails and Spa, open. Vanity X, not open. The Look, not open. Planet Sports, not open. Arby's, not open. Is there anything over here that's open? Nothing is open. Do you want your nails done? Is it, what time? It was 2:54? 2:50, so it's 2:56 now? So do you want your nails done? Come on down to the Hobby Lobby parking lot. You can get your Burn the Midnight Nails and Spa. Burn the midnight nails and spa. Burn the with oil. Oil has calories. See, this all connects. You think I'm just a delusional, insane person? Everything I say connects together. It's all a big. This is Baltimore, baby. It all connects. It's all one big web of bullshit. What was that guy's name? McNulty? What would McNulty do? What would Jesus do? He'd go around. He'd do miracles. So when people will say, like, what would Jesus do? They're telling you to do miracles. It's kind of it's a high standard. What would Jesus... I would wave my hand around and I would cure diseases, and I'd walk on water. That'd be a pretty cool trick. I'd be like David Blaine. I'd be walking around on water, and I'd open up a place and I'd charge people. I'd be like, hey, you want your disease cured? Come on down. I'll wave my hand over you. And I'd wave my hand. And imagine how annoying that would be if you were like a modern day Jesus and like everyone would be like, cure my, blah, blah, blah. You'd have to get a hierarchy. You'd have to get a bureaucracy to read. Does this person deserve to get their disease cured? And then there'd be corruption within your bureaucracy probably. And then people would accuse you of having like death panels. Like Jesus has death panels. They read your case file. Is this worth Jesus waving his arm over your disease for? Because death panels was a Republican thing for healthcare, right? I don't know. Jesus's death panels. Jesus, sometimes he would have bad bureaucracy. Some of his lieutenants and ministers were not on the up and up. Sometimes they would get corrupted by the devil, and I don't know. Sex scandals. Okay. Come on. That joke's no one's gonna like that joke. No one wants that. No one wants to think of a bureaucratic. There's 8 billion people in the world. He can't go around waving his hand at all the problems. He's got to create a bureaucracy. Come on, are there any more open signs around here? Open signs, open signs, open signs. 8 billion people. How many people can a person interact with in a day? How many times could you wave your hand over something in one day? The statistical answer is, I don't know, how many waves per minute? Does he need 6 hours of sleep? Does he need to eat? There's a number involved here. How many waves? 1 wave, 2 waves, 3. So a wave every 2 seconds. So that's 30 waves a minute. 30 times 60, 180. 180 times 60. Yeah, I don't want to do this math. That's too much math. Oh yeah, you're getting decompensated for that one. You can't play Queen on YouTube. They will demonetize this one really quick. Till the end, we are the champions. So if you live in Florence and you want to just listen to some music, come on down to Long Lewis. You can put your what if people started doing that, you know, later on, a couple months from now, every night hundreds of people just put lawn chairs out here and they listen to the music. They like to come on down to Long Lewis, and it's kind of like a barbecues. There's barbecues, there's 2 a.m. barbecues on the. He might like that. He might keep a salesman open. He would turn those lemons into lemonade, because I'm trying to give him lemons. I'm just trying to hassle Mr. Long Lewis. But Long Lewis is probably a smart guy. He's got a brain on his shoulders. He'll take me trying to hassle him. He'll keep a salesman out here, and the salesman will go around. They'll throw some meat on the barbecue, and they'll sell some cars. That's that Long Lewis guy. He thinks long. He doesn't think short. Then all car dealerships will offer free music and barbecue. Bring your CD seat. What are the CD seats called? Your folding chair. It's called a car party. They're called car parties. You go to your local car dealership, and there's a constant party. It's a party atmosphere. The salesmen all wear Bahama shirts and shit, and Bahama shirts, party shirts, you know, tropical party shirts. It's winter. Yeah, you're wearing shorts, but you know, you're a little cold, just a little. I mean, I'm just a tad, but I'm not bad. You know, your salesman would have to be like in shorts and sandals in the middle of winter, or maybe they could wear pants. How do you express tropical pants? Tropical long sleeve shirts, tropical pants. I don't know. That's a good one. In Jamaica, they even know? There's no word for pants in Jamaica. They don't even know what pants are. It's kind of like in Alaska. There's no word for shorts. They don't even know what shorts are in Alaska. If you go to an Alaskan and you're like, you know, if you use the word shorts, they just look at you. They look at you puzzled. They look at you like Tucker Carlson when he hears something he doesn't understand. He's like, I don't know. What are shorts? No, they know what shorts are. There's 100 words for snow. And in Jamaica, there's 100 words for shorts. There's 100 words for sweat. There's 100 words for tanning oil, probably. Do they have a lot of tanning oil in Jamaica? Probably. I don't know. 100 words for Jamaica they used to make molasses and rum, right? Or was that Cuba or Jamaica? There's 100 words for drunk. There's 100 words for, wasn't there like a black revolutionary from there who rebelled against Napoleon? There's 100 words for grabbing a saber. I don't know. There's 100 words for a lot of different 100-word stuff. It wasn't Tocqueville. Tocqueville was French, but who's the black fella from Jamaica who grabbed a sword? He was a golem of the British. He was created by the British monarchy, probably. I have no evidence to support that. I'm just making that up. Osama bin Laden was a golem of the British, probably. Soviet Union was a golem of the British. Everyone's a golem of the British. The British created all of this. We're all just golems of Britain. Precious, give me precious. Give me precious. I know this analogy because I watched The Sopranos, and there's a he does business with these Jewish hotel owners. It's either a hotel or a motel. Is it a motel or a hotel? I think it's a hotel. And he wants to get a get. I don't know what a get is. A get like a... He wants to divorce someone? His son wants to divorce someone, and the lady wants to take half the motel, so he hires the mafia to get rid of his wife or something. And then in the end, Tony Soprano ends up running prostitution out of his hotel. Tony was a smart guy in that show. He was a tough fella. He was a tough nut to crack. He was a golem. That's where I know that story from. So, good old Tony the Golem. Tony the Golem. I woke up this morning, I got myself a gun. My mommy always told me I'd be the chosen one. I'm one in a million, I gotta burn to shine. Their name was the band who did that Alabama 6. Is it Alabama 8, 6? I think it's 6. It's a cool name, I guess. I woke up this morning. Tony Soprano the musical. Nope. You can turn anything into a musical. The whole premise of it is you just, you sing it. You sing what you're doing. It's kind of fun. Wow. I haven't seen that many musicals, actually, so. The only one I know is, there was a musical by, Seth MacFarlane created the Family Guy, and then there was something I was watching on YouTube about, there's a song called Trouble. Oh, we got trouble right here in River City. Capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And that's a funny song, because the premise of the song is you have a charlatan who comes into the city, and he creates a problem, and he solves the problem that he creates. So, it's a pretty funny song, because, you know, you got these kids are playing billiards ball, and when kids play billiards ball, that starts trouble, and you got to stop that trouble. You got to nip it in the bud. When you see trouble, you got to, you know, because T rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. You know how T and P, they're both letters, and then they're both letters, so you gotta sell them band instruments, I think. I've never watched it. I think I read the Wikipedia article, and it's about, he sells band instruments. So he goes into a town or a city, and by the end of the story, everybody's got like 10 instruments in their house. They're all in debt to him for hundreds of thousands of dollars because he's sold every one of them like 10. Everybody in the town owns like a tuba, a trumpet, a clarinet, a saxophone. So he was a smart guy. He was a smart fella. You got to sell people instruments. Would you guys, is your town having trouble? If your town is having trouble, tell me. I will come by. I will sell some instruments to your local kids and ruffians. If you could just get all the ruffians and criminals to play a musical instrument, I think I could stop all crime in the United States if you guys would just buy my musical instruments. You know the trade problem in America? We got a trade deficit. If more Americans played musical instruments, I think that I would sell the musical instruments. I think a lot of the problems in America, trade deficits, war with Russia, China, war with Ukraine, war with NATO, war with the European Trade Union, you know. I got some musical instruments for sale. You want a musical instrument? Here's a Walmart guy. Blue Jeep. Maybe I could sell him some musical instruments. I wonder if I could sell him a clarinet or a tuba. The profit is in the tuba. You make a lot of money selling tubas, but people don't buy the tubas as much as you'd like. I'd like more people to buy tubas, but what does a tuba weigh? Like 30, 40 pounds? You want a tuba? I got a tuba for sale. I'm gonna do drop shipping. I don't actually have the instruments. Basically what I do is I have a subcontractor in China. They make the instruments. You buy the instrument from me. I tell the Chinese factory, they make the instrument, they sell it, they ship it to you. I'm just a middleman selling you instruments. Because you people have trouble, man. You guys got some trouble. There's some trouble in America. And I've got some instruments for you people. Oh, we got trouble right here in River City, in the United States. Well, we got trouble right here in the United States. Capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for... I wonder if I'm going to get, like, I think I'm stealing so much that this joke has now become trademarked by whoever wrote that musical. Straw hat. Does he wear a straw hat? It's not a fedora. It's like a straw hat. It's kind of cool. Oh, we got trouble right here on the boulevard. Capital T and that rhymes with P and that stands for tuba. Just a huge disclaimer, I do not know that many music. Off the top of my head, that's the only musical song I know, because one of the cliches of the homosexuals is they like musicals. I only know that one, and what other musical songs do I know? I've never seen Cats. I think I went with my parents one time and saw Chicago. I don't remember anything about Chicago, but I think I saw it. I once watched the movie Rent. I don't remember anything about it. Supposedly, the story of Rent is that they all have AIDS or something and they're all going to die. It's kind of like that Robin Williams movie, Live. But I don't remember anything about the movie. There's people dancing on tables. I think I went and watched the trailer for it. I should go rewatch Rent. Maybe that'd be entertaining. It's Rent. I forgot to look up that movie. What's the movie? The Warriors. It's called The Warriors, right? The one where they go around New York City and there's a bunch of gangs. You got to pay rent to the different gangs. So, you go through like the gay section of New York. You got to pay rent to the gay people, and then you got to pay rent to the Harlemites. And you got to pay rent to the Italians. You got to pay rent to a lot of people want their rent. So you walk around. I'm walking on Florence Boulevard. It's rent. I'm walking it rent free. It's rent free to walk around on Florence Boulevard right now, until they find out how cool and how hip it is to walk around. Once they find out, they'll start charging you. You have to get a wristband, and they'll charge you. It'll be like, and then you'll get arrested if you don't have your wristband and you're caught walking Florence Boulevard. You'll get a sock party. It's called a baton party. If you don't buy your wristband. Make sure you buy your wristband, guys. Always pay for the wristband. Don't go trying to sneak in. Get your hand stamped. Make sure you get your hand stamped. There are no free walks. There are no free lunches. There are no free breakfasts. Sometimes there's buy one, get one free, but you're still paying when you buy one, get one free. So it's not free, but it's, buy one, get one, to pay half, I guess. It's walk Florence Boulevard once, you get to walk it again. Walk one, pay for a walk, get another walk for free. Who is my audience on this? These jokes are just so stupid. Even I can't imagine an audience actually liking this stuff. It's esoteric even for me. I can't even imagine I would listen to this. Who is your audience? Welcome to Florence. Budget in suits. People, I will be the official Florence guest person. I tell the people, I have brochures. I'll tell you about Florence. You know about Florence? It's got a boulevard, very similar to 8 Mile. It's we have trouble in Florence, but we've solved a lot of our problems by buying the kids musical instruments. What other problems do we have, and other stories? We've got a crystals. They still have not fixed. My money is that they still have not fixed the sign, because it still says cry. I can't see yet. You know, one of these days, months, days, years, hundreds of years from now, crystals will fix its sign, and instead of it saying cry, it will say crystals. And then one of my greatest jokes ever will be gone. I will no longer have my cry crystal joke. Here's a budget in. It's open, but it might actually be open. There might actually be, because it's a motel. It might be 3 o'clock. What is it? It's 3:15. And, you know, they actually are open, so I can't. So far I'm 0 for, did I say 5? Did I say 6? I said 5 or 6. And I'll just start making them up at the end. I promise you. I give you what I promise you. They are open, though. Is there a person in there? I'm guessing there's a person in there. They have to man the hotels. It's a motel. It's not a hotel. Motels, the door opens to the outside. So that's how you know the difference between a motel and a hotel. Is there a person in there? Is there a person in there? There better be. Still says cry. Yeah. When you visit when you make your pilgrimage to Florence, always make sure to stop by Crystal's. They have a cry special. You go into Crystal's and you say, I want the cry special. And they'll smile and they'll hand you the special cry meal. I don't know, what is that cry meal? On the boulevard of Florence. Yeah, what was that? You were doing a song earlier. Your song was, you were humming the beginning of 8 Mile. That was yesterday's song. Don't get your songs mixed up. You get your songs mixed up. Once you start mixing your songs up, you'll get lost as a human being. You don't want to get lost. You want to stay on one song. Don't go changing melodies. Don't go changing tunes and rhymes. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's hard to get that. How do you get that tone? It gets mellower. It gets sourer. It's a sourer part. Sour rhymes, sour notes. $4.99 meal deal. They'll just rename the $4.99 meal deal into the Cry meal deal. They don't want to have to. They aren't going to make their own special Cry meal in honor of, because millions of people will do their Mecca, their pilgrimage to Florence to walk the Florence Boulevard. It's a pilgrimage that you need to do before you die. Thousands of years from now, this will be one of the Meccas of the world, and it will be all because of this amazing insight, and yada yada yada. Do. What are you saying, Moon? You're 99% moon. Are you a full moon? Or are you a 95%? Are you a 95? You don't know the moon. You'd have to learn moon phases. And if I knew my moon phases, I would probably be able to tell you exactly what moon phase of the phase moon it is. I wonder if the director's up there looking right now. What was his name? Is he a famous actor? He's trying to do a Truman Show joke, because in the Truman Show, the director was in the moon, right? The man on the moon. The man on the moon is the director. Was that the Man in Black? That was the Man in Black, wasn't it? That was the sniper from Stalingrad. The German sniper from Stalingrad. Is that the director was him, right? I think it was. So whenever you look at the moon, you're actually looking at the Man in Black. The Man in Black is looking down at you right now. If you're ever Whoa, they didn't have the man on the moon on Westworld. They only had that in the Truman Show. The Truman Show, there was a director. It was a dome. It was like a super dome. It was like a stadium. That must have been a big stadium. Holy shit, that would have been a big stadium. It must have been. Did they ever say how wide the Truman Show set is? It would have to be like Disney World. Disney World has this whole set of like trams and trolleyways that are hidden to the customer. You know, because if you're an employee and you work at Disney World, they don't want the Space Mountain employee walking around country. Is there a country? Is there There's old time City Street. There's Star Wars. They don't want Star Wars employees walking around. You don't want to see C-3PO on Space Mountain, in the Space Mountain area, right? Or well, that would be okay, but you don't want C-3PO, the guy dressed as C-3PO in the Old Town USA. What are the areas of Disney World called? There's Star Wars. There's I went there when I was in elementary school, but I don't remember. There was a Dumbo ride. There was Epcot. Epcot had the different China. There was China, and they divided but that was Epcot. Epcot was different. And then there was a Magical Kingdom. And there was Disney World, Magical Kingdom, Epcot, and there's 3 of them, I think. There's YouTube channels dedicated to Disney World. There's these people, they specialize in, they'll tell you every update of Disney World. You know, half of me wants to make fun of them, and then half of me is just like jealous that they're that excited about. I'm actually jealous of their love of Disney World. I wish I had that much enthusiasm for. Oh well, they have these underground, like trolleyways and hallways for Disney World. You know, because you don't want to see C-3PO in the Dumbo area, or you don't want to see what famous Disney characters. I don't know. It's the Star Wars one is the only one I can think of off the top of my head where you wouldn't want to see an alien Greedo. Is Greedo in there? Greedo? Do they have a Greedo costume? Greedo? Maybe they have. They probably have some Sith and some Jedi. They've got Imperial. I like the Imperial uniform. It's really cool looking. They like the white one or the black one, the white Admiral or the Black Admiral sort of thing. That's with the ribbons. That's tight shit, man. It's clean. It's a very clean military garb. Okay, your hand is cold. Holy moly, you've been holding that phone. And your hand, it's kind of like, you can barely move it, but it's not that, yeah, well. Let's see, what else is there in Disney World? There's there's the big dog, and then there's Disney, there's the Mickey Mouse, you don't want Mickey Mouse well, maybe Mickey Mouse could be in. How would Mickey Mouse interact with Star Wars characters? Could like Mickey Mouse take on like a Dark Jedi? Mickey Mouse versus Dark Jedi, and then, you know, they have special effects in Disney. The Mickey Mouse can like gather the Force lightning, and he shoots it back at Palpatine, probably. I don't know. It's in the next Star Wars movie when they make one. You know, Mickey Mouse will be in there, and Goofy. You know, you think that Ewok special was bad. You wait till they make the next movie. It's going to be just horrendous. Or it might be good. I don't know. They're making a second season of, is it a second or a third season of the spy show with, what is his name? He's like Mexican-ish. He was the Mandalorian, right? Or was he? Does he have 2 roles? Or is he? No, you're just mixing them up. They all look the same to you, so. Those are 2 Mexican different fellas, right? Are they Mexican even? There's something. See, I'm so racist, I don't even know. What was he in? He was in Narcos, right? Was he in Narcos? Their faces are mixing together. They're probably 2 different people. He's a different person than that guy, right? Those 2 people are different people. The people from Narcos and the person from Mandalorian and the person from spy Star Wars story. They would not do that. They don't have the balls to make. Yeah, those are two different people. The spy is different from the Mandalorian, right? Because they don't show the Mandalorian's face, but he's a Pablo Escobar. Pablo. Is he the guy from? He's not the guy from Vicky Cristina de Barcelona. He's not the guy from old country from the. Because there's only so many Mexicans / Spanish people. He's Spanish. He's not Mexican, right? It doesn't matter. They're all the same. You people are all the same, actually. I forget who you people are. You all kind of merge together into one polymorphous, something or other. Pablo Escobar? Pablo, I don't know, he's got a name. Because they're two different people, I think. Okay, I don't like holding this hand. I like the other hand, but it's kind of, it hurts a little bit. Do 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 do. Okay, now your feet hurt a little bit because you did 5. Your toes hurt. You whiny little bitch. When people thousands of years from now come to Florence to walk this sacred walk. Yeah, it's funny. This sacred walk. Okay, back to sacred. That actually amused you a little bit, because you're saying this is a sacred walk. So that amuses me. It shouldn't. It is a sacred walk, isn't it? It is technically. All walks are sacred walks. Every action you take is sacred in its own way, I guess. Every chew of your food, every step, every word. Okay. Okay, every Mickey Mouse gathering force lightning from the evil Palpatine. It's acting, right? Because I think I saw a video. There was a video of whatever. Stop doing Disney jokes. Oh yeah, they had the tramways for Disney. Yeah, and then you were talking about Truman. And then Truman, they must have had like tramways under the Truman Show Stadium, because it's kind of a theme park, isn't it? It's not a studio, it's a theme park. They have actors. How many actors do you think? You had to have some OPSEC in there, because remember that one person tried to tell him that he was in a show. They had to do. Was that his wife or his girlfriend? I haven't seen the movie in like 20 years, so. Now your toes, you whiny little bitch. You whiny little bitch. I like to walk up to random people and scream at them, "You're on a TV show! You're on a TV show!" Yeah, I don't know. And if I get arrested, they look at me and they go, "He was telling me the truth. That's why they arrested him." Because, you like stalk somebody and you scream at them like, "You're on a TV show." Yeah, don't do that. It's a stupid joke. If you fall in love with someone, what you do is you follow them around and you tell them, "You're on a TV show." And then that's gaslighting, isn't it? That's a gaslight joke. Is that a cop car up there? I think it's a cop car. Yeah, it's a cop car. Our first cop of the night. Is it? I think it's a cop. It's a cop Jeep, a cop SUV, a cop Lexus car, a cop. I wonder what they buy there. Because it used to be like Fords, right? Or all those cop cars were the same cars. Now all the cop cars are the Jeep SUVs. Someone made a killing off that. Whoever got to sell all those cop cars made a pretty penny. Someday people will make a pretty penny on this pilgrimage Mecca. They'll have little lemonade stands along the way. Like right over here, there'll be a lemonade stand. There'll be, maybe hotcakes, sugar hotcakes. I wonder if they do that in Mecca. Do they walk it, or do they just have the square thing, the Kabbalah? Is it the Kabbalah? They probably have rules about like what you can sell around there. You can't sell like carnival foods. You can't have like, come on down to Mecca and have some, fried dipped Snickers bar. They have like fried dipped Snickers bars. They have, hot cakes with sugar on top. They probably enforce that pretty heavily. You can't go. They frown upon that. They only want fancy food. They only want pious foods, probably foods that express piety. No fried Snicker bars. No. You can't get a giant turkey leg. No beer. No alcohol. Some cops talking in the parking lot. Are they cops? Yeah. So one cop. Is it two cops? Hey, stop stalking. I'm a cop stalker. Cops, you're on a TV show called Cops. Nope. Huh. That's what I like to. I like to go up to cops and tell them they're on a TV show, a movie. They're on a TV. You just walk up to a random cop. You're on a TV show called Cops. Nope. You will get tased. You will get beaten. Do not do that. And then I have a little MP3 player, and I play the Cops theme. And if they have a sense of humor, maybe they'd laugh. But I don't think cops have a sense of humor. I would not recommend doing that joke to a cop. You're on a TV show. Bad boys, what you gonna do? I've never watched Cops, so I don't know how I think it's a ride-along show. I think they have a camera that rides along with them. So if they were on a show, they'd probably know they were on a show. So I don't think the Truman Show joke works that well. I think you kind of failed on that joke. You can't do a cop Truman Show joke. Shit. Because if you're a cop and you're on the cop show, they probably debrief there's a camera crew. There's probably like 1 to 2 people, and then they probably have guidelines. And the lieutenant / sheriff guy, he probably plans out the route a little bit. Some of those criminals were plants. They were crisis actors. They were paid by the sheriff to pretend to be criminals. They weren't real criminals. A lot of that stuff you saw in Cops was they were actors. A lot of your actors got their beginning roles on the show Cops. They'd be paid by the local sheriff to pretend this is meth and pretend you're high on PCP. Pretend you're, okay, that's I've never watched an episode of Cops, so I mean I've flipped by it, I guess, but I'm just trying to do stupid ideas here. Sorry, people are gonna think I'm not anti-cops. I'm just making up shit here. I'm sorry. I make stuff up because I'm bored. I'm so bored. Are there any more open signs? I mean, you just made up a story about Florence Boulevard is going to be the modern. There's a thing in like southern France / Spain, and they walk along the coast. And there's a little mini country between France and Spain. I know this because I play in the Road to 56 mod for Hearts of Iron. There's a country between Spain and France. It's a tiny country. It's like a Luxembourg-sized country. It's tiny. So, where was I going? I don't even remember where I was going with this. I forget where this is going. Mecca, Florence Boulevard, Eminem, golems. Weren't you talking about golems? All policemen are golems. Golems are created by the mayor. The mayor creates them, I guess. Does the mayor have there was a show called Power Rangers, and Rita Repulsa would grab these clay pieces, and then she infused magic into them, and then they would turn into these things called putties. So putties are like golems. Rita Repulsa, the creator of golems, the mayor of our city. He has a clay pot, and that's what policemen are. They're putty. Come on, you're sounding anti-police. You got to do an anti-left joke now. What's an anti-left joke that would involve putties? Putty monster lefties. Putty monster lefties. Putty monster lefties. Putty monster left. There's an open sign, I think, over there. Is it open? It's. My vision is bad. It's pink and it's blue. Putty monster left joke. Communist. Stalin would create Stalinist putty monsters. He had a clay thing. Was Stalin really a lefty, or was he just another righty? Probably. They're all righties. They're all lefties. It's all the same thing. Yeah, it's open. What store are you? You're a store, and you say you're open. Your lights are out. What are you? Who are you? Am I trespassing? I'm in the parking lot. I don't want to get arrested. I cannot tell. I don't want to walk. Do I want to? I could walk closer. I could rational. If a cop pulled me over, I would say I was going to that back road area. That's what I would do. The putty monster would pull out his putty magic. Did Rita Repulsa also have like a kiln to make guns and stuff, or did she have? It was magic. It was a TV show. It wasn't real. What are you? You're open, but you were not open. You were open, but you were not open. You were clearly not open. It's like an adult store, and they show adult movies, and they have an adult movie store in Florence, I think. I don't know. I should walk there. This is a cell phone doctor. He says he's open, but he's not open. I'm walking to that fucking adult store. I'm turning around because I'm gonna go somewhere different. And he has inspired me to go to the adult store. How far is that? That is. You'll have to double back, and you'll have to go to where Big Lots used to be, where Ollie's is now, and that will be. You'll walk by Cry again. You'll walk by the Burger King, and then you'll turn left. Yeah, and that way I don't have to go back to. I don't want to see UNA again. I want to see something new. I'll walk along that shopping mall area. What time is it? It's 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, then you'll get back by 3:30. That'll give you a 4-hour walk. Man, you were walking slow. 2 hours and 30 minutes, and you're only at the shopping plaza? No wonder you're so slow. Okay, something different. Something new, something different. Because they have an adult movie store. I think it's a theater. Like, why would you go to a theater in today's, that is something, there's something else going on there. Like, if you're going to an adult theater, that's like an orgy place or something, right? Like, come on down to Florence. We got a secret orgy club. Because they show movies, don't they? Or do they show movies? I don't know. It looked like an adult theater. They had like curtains. Did they sell popcorn? I would go down there and I'd try and buy popcorn from this lady, and she'd give me these ugly looks, and then she'd call the manager in there. I was asking for a phone number, and then I would go drive my taxi. And what bar? He ate a candy bar. It was a really terrible Charleston Chew. Who the fuck wants to eat a Charleston Chew? No wonder you're so angry. If you had to eat a Charleston Chew, I'd be pretty angry too. So I'll have a Charleston Chew and some popcorn. And I'll have a Charleston Chew, please. What is a Charleston? Off the top of my head, I don't know what a Charleston Chew is. Is it caramel and chocolate? That sounds good. I'm assuming there's like nougat or something in it. It sounds. Charleston Chew will now be. And it was at this moment that a Charleston Chew representative walked up to me and said, "Here, try a Charleston Chew." I tried it. I couldn't stand it, but he did give me a free Charleston Chew, so I endorse eating Charleston Chews. They're tasty. They're pretty good. Are they chewy? Are they a taffy? Are they a chocolate taffy? What are they? Popcorn. And popcorn's like the cheapest food ever to make. You could, because if you go down to the Publix, you can buy $3 worth of corn pop, the corn part, and that'll make like, I don't know, that'll make a pretty good amount of popcorn. Volume-wise, I mean, it would, 1 cup of corn, do you think it makes like 2-3 gallons of air pop? A whole cup of, and there's probably, how many cups are there? There's a quarter of a cup of kernels makes about a gallon of air pop. I don't know. There's probably some popcorn expert who could tell you the volumetrics of popcorn kernels to air pop. Do they call it air pop? They have lingo in the popcorn industry. There is a lingo for the kernel size versus the air pop size. It's an expansion by like 100-fold probably. So every cup of kernels makes like 100 cups of air pop. Maybe. I don't know. It's a good. What is the volume? The volume increase of popcorn. Oh well, they sold him like it was probably like 5 cups of air pop. It was probably like a couple tablespoons of kernels. He was angry and he had his Charleston chew, and they were probably upcharging like 5 or 10. The Charleston chew probably cost like 5 times more than it should cost, and the popcorn was, popcorn is filthy cheap. I'm gonna have to find a TV stand that I can lean backwards and forwards, and then I can kick it over. Anyone know of a guy who has like guns in a briefcase? I'm looking for a guy who sells guns out of a briefcase. I'm looking for some gack. I'm looking for some loopers, some dupers, some, what's the 70s drug called? What was that one from that Leonardo DiCaprio movie? Benzodrills? Quasadrills? What are those called? They're called, whatever. I like to go to a movie theater now. I like to pop my own popcorn. I bring a cup in. I have a little, and I pop it during the middle of the movie. I just pop it, and people will shh me, but I'm not paying popcorn prices. You know how much popcorn costs? It's like $5 worth of corn pop. The corn would make like, I'm gonna guess 10 gallons. I'm gonna guess 15, 20 gallons of pop, air pop. I'm gonna make up my own slang for this. It's called corn, solid corn, and air pop. Air pop. Do 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 do. Yeah, that was the low part of the night. I'm sorry. I really got kind of distracted by popcorn there for a second. It was not the best. Do 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 do. I can't do that part. It's hard to do that. The downward sour part, and then there's a sort of like a how do I describe? How would you describe? So thousands of years from now, all music has been destroyed, and I'm the only person who can try and describe the intro to the beginning of that song. It's sour. It's a sour note, and then it kind of has an uppity, not negative uppity, like peppy, like a semi-peppy. It's sour to sour. It's a semi-peppy. I don't know. It's so hard to do. Only through the description of this song can will the aliens be able to recreate? Okay, they probably have like every music song ever already. You don't need to describe. No one needs to recreate the song. There's 1 billion trillion copies of it. You are not contributing anything. I'm describing something that anyone can easily find. It's kind of one of my hobbies. I like to describe things that everybody's seen and no one wants to have described or explained to them. So, would you like to know about concrete? I've got a concrete video, and there's some ridges and there's a chain link fence. I'm kind of cold. I am kind of cold. I should have wore the pants. I cannot find the gloves. The gloves are not findable. I'm gonna have to find those gloves. That would be kind of fun. You could do a musical analysis and spend like 10, 20, 30, 50 hours just breaking down a 3-minute song. It's a 3-minute song. Here's a 100-hour analysis of each note, each God dang it. I gotta figure out how to do that sound. To do the sour part of that song. How do I do that sour part? Okay. Cold hands. It's not even that cold, dude. Come on, you're wearing shorts. You deserve it. You got your fucking blue screen. These guys are gonna eat this shit up. You got the blue screen. You're walking around on your treadmill with your blue screen. I can't believe they pay for popcorn like that. What dumbasses, you know? Their Charleston shoes. They buy their Charleston shoes. Holy shit. Charleston shoes. If you had like a Mecca or a pilgrimage, what if the person kind of like went back and forth a little bit? They stopped and they were going to go back, and then do you have to recreate it exactly? Or do you just do like a straight walk? You probably just do a straight walk, And he meandered around. He sort of did a circle. You have to recreate it specifically, each step. A map, there's an old analogy of a map. When you create a map, the map, for it to be perfect, would have to be the size of the thing you were creating. So a map is by its definition a simplification of reality. So, someone will count the steps on this. There'll be some person who's like, how many steps did he specifically take? And 1, 2, 3. They'll have to look at like how my shoulders move based on my walking. They'll do a volumetrics, domestic, chromestic, holistic, gisdestic, something estic analysis of walkie foot thingies. And then someone while doing the analysis will be like, this is a fucking waste of my time. Why am I watching this? There's literally nothing of substance here. I'm gonna go watch grass grow. Maybe they'll do their own walk around. They'll find their own while watching the video of the insane person walk around and they'll go be like, hey, I'm not gonna waste my time watching some other guy walk around aimlessly. I'll go walk around myself, and it'll be a new trend. There'll be 8 billion people all walking around looking at the world, trying to figure out what the fuck this thing is. No one will be analyzing footsteps or, what was the symbology of budget inn and suits. When he talked about how the motel was open because it was 3 o'clock, what did he actually mean by that? It was, people will try and figure that out for themselves. They won't go trying to analyze someone else's motel analogies and parables. It's the parable of the budget inn and suits. Oh, that's a cop car, but it's a car. It's not an SUV. He's an actual car. I wonder if the cars can go faster. The SUVs can hold more equipment. The cars can go like 150. The SUVs can only go 100 maybe. It's like Need for Speed. The cops have Vipers. They have the V8 Vipers, and they can go 200 miles per hour. It's kind of cool. They have a pretty good system. The SUVs follow in behind. They probably carry the drones, maybe? Maybe they carry the drones. Maybe they have the spikes in the back of the SUVs. But then, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. I just want to see the porno place. They have a porno place, right? The pilgrimage to the Florence porno place. You'll see a bunch of guys, and I'll go there, and there'll be like 50 people outside, all wearing trench coats. It'll be kind of cool. Tuesday night for 3:30, 4 o'clock, 3:30, 3:50. Oh, it's late. Holy shit, it's late. How did it get so late? You started at like 2. You started at 1. What time did you start? 2:40. 2:40, that would be... What's 2:40 minus 3:51? 110? Is that right? 2, so that'd be 110. You started at 110-ish. Holy shit. 4 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, guys wearing trench coats in the parking lot. What if you went there and it was these guys wearing trench coats, but there was also these supermodels in sling bikinis and 6-inch heels, 10 out of 10s, 10 of them. So it was an orgy. It's not a theater, it's an orgy place. Or it'll be really ugly ladies and guys. If there were going to be hookers in Florence, I would guess that would be a good place to go hook. Lady in fishnets and heels. Way too cold to be wearing a sling bikini, so no sling. Dear Google, how many there's a brand. What is that brand called? How many Wicked Weasel bikinis have been sold to the city of Florence, Alabama? If you were like Elon Musk, you could hack the Wicked Weasel database, and you would know Wicked Weasel bikini sales per city, per region, per area. That'd be kind of hot. The hot spots. It's all probably in California and Florida, right? The Midwest has no Wicked Weasel bikini sales. There are no sling bikinis in Kansas. Well, maybe they have strip joints there. Strip joints in Kansas. Probably have to have some strip joints in Kansas. Middle America. The real hot spots of sling bikini and Wicked Weasel sales are actually in the middle America. It's not Florida, where you'd be like, hey, you expect people in Florida, Miami, to have the hip new What if you don't even know the bikini brands? That's not a hip brand. The hip brand is, I don't know, whatever the hip brand is now. I wonder what the hip brand is. What is the hip brand? Okay, it's not a cop. It's a truck. It's not a cop. You walked way too slow when you jaywalked. That's why you're a little worried. You could get beaten for that. You could get a ticket. They probably just give you a ticket. There's probably no batons. Officer, I'm trying to start a new trend. It will increase tourism 1,000,000%. Whack. Whack. Do 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 do. Do do. You only get 7 chances because you're a cat. Well, it's 9 lives, not 7. So you get 9 chances to walk 8 mile. 9 chances to walk 8 mile. They say they're open, but they are a cargo place. They could be open. You could, if you have a scan card, you scan it. I gotta get my 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, late night storage needs fulfilled. Yeah, wow. At the time, what time did you say? It's 2:46, so it was like 2:30. And you said that, so you've only done, so that would have been it's probably another 2 hours to do the UNA walk. Holy shit. You keep going by the mall and stuff and it takes you longer. And you're cold. My nipples hurt now. I got like a runner's nipple, or I got hard nipple from cold. Hard nipple from the cold, hard nipple from the cold. Okay. Get somewhere funny. Gotta rub that shoulders out. Rub the shoulders out. If you go this way, you're only like 30, 40 minutes away. So you end up at 340, 350. 240 plus 45 would be 330, 340. You're probably underestimating, so. Is Crunch open? Crunch could be open. It's almost 4. It's at 4? It's almost 4. It's 2 to 4. So yeah, it's late. I don't want to be walking around in the daylight. I'm a vampire. I gotta have night. Okay. Corner place. That'll be like a 5-minute distraction. Then walk back, and that'll be 30, 40 minutes. And then you could do that joke about, Little Debbie's Database. That was a joke from a long time ago. You walk by there. You associate jokes with locations. What is that about? It's such a mediocre joke, too. It's great when you have a geospatial mediocre joke association. Bunch of modern ladies going to the, and then you're gonna be mean. You're gonna say something mean. Don't be mean. Stop being mean. Why can't you be nice? Why can't you say one nice thing? If you could just say one nice thing, this Groundhog Day would end. This has been the same day. I've been doing this I can tell you everything that's going to happen. A 747 is going to crash. Okay, this is the first day I've done this day. I'm guessing that this is a Groundhog Day, but it's the first day of a Groundhog Day. This day is the first day of a Groundhog Day series. It's a series of Groundhog Days, but it's the first day for me of the Groundhog Day. Yeah. There's little CCs. They got their menus on. You can learn about the prices of their stuff even when they're not there. There's Ollie's and there's Foodland, and they've got 4 vending machines. You can come on down to Foodland, get yourself a vending machine Coke. At 4 o'clock. It's pretty late now. I bet a lot of gas stations are open now. Gas stations are not bad. The fountain drinks are, man, your hand's cold no matter which hand you use. I wonder if you're right-handed and you, because I feel like my right hand can tolerate the pain better than my left hand. What does that mean? Is that true? Do you think you would think your left hand would be better you would use your left hand to do painful things and you'd use your right hand to do non-painful things? But no, I'm using my right hand to hold the phone in the cold. Dear human evolution, why did you not allow me to evolve better? Always good stuff cheap. Royal. They went out of business, didn't they? They were a rent-to-own, or they were a furniture place. They went out. Are they out now? Foodland. You got 4 vending machines. You got a green one. You got a red one. Red one's probably Coke. 2 Cokes, or is it 2? One's a Pepsi. See, they don't discriminate. They let you get, some places, it's either Coke or Pepsi. They got 7-Up. They got Dr. Pepper, Coke, and a Pepsi. Right? Is that Pepsi? It's blue. Your vision's shitty, so I think it's Pepsi. And then there's is that adult place still there? Or did I hallucinate that? At no point in the history of Florence has there been an adult theater. Modern musings on adult theaters and post-contemporary, pre-Cambrian, postmodern, pre-Cambrian, you need to learn some dinosaur terms. Pre-Cambrian, postnatal, it's a Pepsi, 7-Up, Dr. Pepper. There needs to be one after that, like the really cheap ones, like they just call it cheap shit. It'd be like Dr. Cheap, Cola, Mountain, Diarrhea, Jason Heward. There's a lounge. I've never been in there. I wonder what that lounge is like. It'd be cool if you opened it up and it was like the nicest leather sofas. Copycat Lounge. Mr. Norm's, world famous Mr. Norm's Copycat Lounge. That's a unique name. It's a copycat lounge. It's actually a place for like people who sexually identify as cats go. Are you a furry? Hey, Fluffy. Come on to Mr. Norm's Copycat Lounge. We dally in your furry needs. World famous. So it's called Vivian Theater. It's got red carpets over it. I'm assuming it's naughty, right? It's got to be naughty. It is next to a package store. It says no guns. It says cameras. What is it? It just says Vivian Theater. It's got to be. I assume it's porno, right? What the fuck is it? I don't know. I don't have the balls to go. I don't know. I'd have to. If I was gonna go in there, I need like someone with a gun. You're not allowed to have guns. I need. It's a trap. You go in there, you immediately go. That's why they curtained it up. Behind there is a guy with a gun. You walk in, you immediately get mugged. Who the fuck would go to only an idiot would go to a porno theater in today's day and age. You have to really be in a bad spot. Like, you literally don't have a cell phone. You literally don't have a computer, a cell phone, a tablet. I like to go to the peep show down at Vivian. What if they they only show like the 60s and like the deep throat ones, the ones that are like real films. They no trench coats allowed. If you wear a trench coat, you get them automatically like beaten up. I don't know. It's a weird thing. The guy who I was driving by there was a guy with a truck. He had like a nice truck. They were unloading stuff. Was that true? I think that was true. I think it was true. It was probably true. Big white truck. That fella owns land, probably. He's got to own land. That's such a big white truck. He's got to own acres of land, and he can light up his acres with his. I keep trying to trespass on his land, and he keeps shooting at me with these rock salt shotguns. It's very mean. And they chase me. I'm wearing metal braces, and then one lady screams, "Run!" Whatever my name is, run. And the rock salt hits me, and it hurts. The rock salt hurts. Do not get hit by rock salt. I've never been hit by rock salt, but I'm assuming it hurts. Okay. You're running out of ideas. You started off with golems. The golems was a strong one, and you sort of just threw that one out the window. Golems are always a good philosophical idea to meditate on. And then you get distracted by a porno theater. You don't even know if it's a porno theater. They literally just show like 70s and old print movies. It's like Tarantino owns the place. And you just assume it's a porno theater. And they sell Charleston shoes. You're such an asshole, man. Why are you such an asshole? They show art house movies. They show, you were hoping to see someone in a trench coat leaving it. Be honest, you just wanted to see a trench coat. You don't get to see trench coats that often. It's near an apartment. So if you lived in the apartment complex to the next to it, most of their people who do that are, there's probably 100 people that live in an apartment complex to the left of it. And they're like, they did the math, and they're like, hey, there's a bunch of people there. They can't afford internet. We can charge them. We can upcharge them. We sell them little booths. And we show them old 70s movies. Is that a dog? Okay, it's a bag of leaves. Do 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 do. You went off of 8 Mile. That is why this video sucks. I think it sucked even if you would have stayed on the boulevard. So it was gonna suck no matter what. A good workman, a good artist does not blame the tools. And the tools I had were a song, and don't blame your tools. Blame blame the golem. Blame the golem maker. I blame you, Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah, this is a lot better side to walk on. You normally walk on the other side. And this is a lot better side to walk on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Just do a whole rap song of just that melancholy part of the. Maybe if I was a rap star, a stealer of beats, I would just take the sour note. I turn the sour note part into a new song. Let me see if I could. When I get back, I'm gonna listen to that, and it's not gonna be what I thought it was. Probably, it was probably not as sour of a note as I can't do this. I can't do the note. I really can't even do it in my head. I can't even do it out loud. I can't do it. Do 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 do. Okay, fuck it. Subject change. Come on. A little hungry, a little cold, a little chafed nipples. If he was a professional, he would have worked through the chafed nipples and the inability to remember the note. But Sketchworks, screen embroidery, athletic team sales. Oh, we've got trouble here in Florence. Start an athletic team, keep the kids athletic after school. Got to keep the kids running. Got to keep them running laps. Run the laps, baby. Do the pilgrimages. Do the laps. Do the pilgrimages. Shoot the baskets. Shoot the soccer balls. Shoot the baseballs. Shoot the skeets. Shoot the shit. Shoot the shit. Gotta learn to shoot the shit. Kick a soccer ball. Touch some grass. Mow some grass. You did mow grass jokes yesterday, right? It was. And then you got what else? Is it really? What time is it? It's 4:11. It's way too late. I'm getting nervous. I feel like a vampire that's about to be discovered. I'm about to. The moon is still up, so I should be safe. But as a vampire, I need to know exactly how much time I have left before. Sunlight kills all diseases and bacteria and virus. Does it kill viruses? Does it kill? Sunlight kills. It's an old saying. You know the saying about sunlight. Sunlight kills bad things. So I gotta get out of the sun. I gotta be careful. The sun's coming up, and I'm very worried. Once the sun comes up. Sunlight kills. Is it corruption or does it kill something? The light of Jesus with a sword. It's a golden sword, and it's is he a knight or is it a cloud? It is nightest before the night. It is darkest before the dark. It is lightest before the light. I'm Batman. Nope, not Batman. Na 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 Batman. Na 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 Batman. What is it? If you're ever getting arrested by a cop, just scream at them. You're on TV. You're just an actor. Or a putty monster. Putty monster works better, maybe. That's kind of an NPC joke, because putty monsters are kind of like NPCs, right? Like Rita Repulsa would just create putty monsters. Yeah. And the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers killed. How many putty monsters did the Power Rangers end up killing? Thousands? Millions? There was one episode where Rita, she created a new machine. and she can mass produce putty monsters. She created like in one episode they had to kill like 1,000 putty monsters. Putty monsters are people, okay? Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, just because I'm a putty monster does not mean I don't have. Didn't they sound like the guy from Futurama? They're like, so you make funny noises. You're a putty monster. You're gray. I'm an NPC. A putty monster is an NPC. A putty monster is on one hand, a putty monster is an NPC. On the other hand, a putty monster is a T800. Some putty monsters didn't you just have to punch them? You had to punch them in like their chest, and then they would blow up, or they weren't that hard to kill. They were pretty stupid, right? Like a putty monster is pretty dumb, but a T800 is like really hard to kill. So on one hand, some putty monsters some golems are really designed poorly. They're kind of like the crash dummies. They're these crash dummy action figures, and if you pushed a certain part on their body, their limbs would just go flying in different directions. The putty monsters were kind of Rita Repulsa's putty monsters. You would just punch them in the chest, right? And they would turn into crash things. And yet, on the other hand, some putty monsters are like T1000s. You have to have liquid nitrogen. You have to have lava. You have to have, you have to have acid if you're using the Amelia Clark. Because they just dropped acid on that one, right? And that was kind of sad. T1000 lives matter. Putty monster lives matter. Mold lives matter. All life matter. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Circle of Life. Lion King, Mufasa. The putty monster, it turns into the fertilizer for the grass, and the antelope eat the grass. And can grass eat clay? I guess there's clay under the grass, right? Because there's clay in the south, and so there's clay. Putty monsters are made out of clay. Are they made out of red clay? I think they're just made out of gray clay. Gray clay and red clay. Are they the same? I mean, maybe. So then, I don't know. In the south, they had to change the putty monsters. They had to hue them a little redder because they have red clay. They didn't want, they don't want southern kids to be like, because when a southern kid thinks of clay, they think of like red clay, not gray clay, right? So there's a regional change based on the original, Japanese TV show that they bought it from. So very change it for the regional subcultures, maybe. They had different voice actors. The Rita Repulsa was a carpetbagger and a scallywag, and she created. Well, no, she was Grant. They changed Rita Repulsa to being Grant, and she would create scallywags and carpetbaggers, and then the Power Rangers were they would take the red clay of the South and make their own putty monsters to fight the gray NPC putty monsters that Grant was creating, probably, because each side had putty monsters, right? Each side has putty monsters and golems and NPCs, right? Or I don't know, maybe. Lord, it was Zordon? Sounds like a fucking Scientologist. They had to change that for the South. The South isn't going to put up with Zordon. It was probably like Robert E. Lee's head in a glass tube from an extra dimension, and he would give wise, sage advice to the There was no Asians. There was no Black Ranger. It was a bunch of white guys. The Zords got turned into trucks, probably. And the putty monsters were black. The enemy putty monsters were probably black, right? And this is turning into an anti-South joke, and it's not. It's meant to be just a stupid joke, but I'm sounding anti-South, and it's not. It's just you gotta work about. You gotta worry about that. Don't go making anti-South jokes. Come on. I do kind of like the idea of Robert E. Lee as Zordon. Is it Zordon? Yeah, Zordon. That kind of works. And then I don't know who would. And then you'd have the little robot. Who would the robot be? Alpha? Was he Alpha 5? Was he? I don't know. He's somebody. He turns into. There are no he's the loyal. Okay, yeah, you're getting into. He's the. Oh, Power Rangers. He's the. Never mind. I'm gonna change jokes. Do 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 do. 30 minutes left. 20 minutes left. How much time you got left? 3:11. You'll get done by 3:35. 3:35. That's my guess. You saw one open sign. Was there one? It was on the Parkway, and it was a. Did you see what it was? It was pink and blue. It was in that shopping mall, and you turned around, and you wanted to see Vivian Theater. And I have no context clues as to what Vivian Theater is. I still don't know. It's just there's red drapes in front of it. You can't see inside. I don't know if they sell Charleston shoes or not. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I'd be scared. I wouldn't want to go into a porno theater. It's just too dirty. I'm telling you, man, you kids have it easy. Back, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, if I wanted to go to a porno theater, I had to go to part of the city. There was like a red light district, and they had burlesque shows. I had to pay for like drinks at like 3 or 4 times the price. It was disgusting, man. Nowadays, you people can just go on the internet, and then in the 70s, you could go down to the Vivian theaters. It's kind of a role play place because it's like people like to dress up. They like to pretend it's the 70s. They like to. It's a special night. You put on your trench coat, and you. It's like everybody's like trying to rat everybody else out, because it's like Pee Wee Herman when he went to his theaters. It's kind of a game. I guess I don't know why would people have porno theaters now? It's so weird. I'm so confused. Why do you need? I need to know because. Why do you need to know? Why do you care about Vivian? It wasn't Vivian. It was Lilith Dybert. Lillian Dybert. Vivian. It's actually, they just show movies. They don't show pornos. You're just making that up. You're gonna get sued for that. You're gonna get not contempt. It's not salacious. Salacious monk what is the name? Pretentious monk, preconious monk. Felonious monk is a jazz band. Salacious monk is a porno jazz band. Salacious monk. What does felonious mean? Felonious? Fake? Phony? Felonious? Probably not that. It's probably a different word. Is it like extra? Is it like a It's like an a la carte word, or is it a felonious monk? Salacious monk? Preposterous? No, that's not a cool enough word. Felonious is a cool word. Salacious. Salacious clay? Salacious. I don't know. Have you ever wanted to roleplay your 70s fantasies of going to a 70s New York porno theater? I don't know. Fuck it. I'm out of ideas. Norm's Copycat Bar and Lounge. Copycat is a hidden term for the furry community, the fluffy community. So you go in there and there's a bunch of people dressed like Garfield. Are they eating lasagna? Are they? Huh. And then the Norm's connects right next to. There's like a hallway. And it turns into like that Eyes Wide Shut scene. It's like naked Garfield eating lasagna. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. But it's like naked Garfield. Or is it like? Because some of them are about animals, and some of them are about like mascots. Because some of them want to do the mascot. So like a mascot would be Buc-ee's gas station. If you wanted to fuck Buc-ee from the gas station, the big gas stations. That's a fetish, right? And then you have Buc-ee. He's walking from Norm's Lounge into Vivian through the hallway while the Eyes Wide Shut theme plays. Huh. Little did you realize I'm actually telling you my fetish is to have sex with Buc-ee from the what is that place called? They serve brisket barbecue, and they're a really big gas station. So, you thought I was describing the city of Florence. I was actually describing my own mental network of thoughts, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen any Rule 34 for Buc-ee. Is it Buc-ee? Buc-ee's? That's the big gas station, right? He's got big teeth. And he's a furry or a flurry or a fluffy. And he's got big teeth. And he serves brisket. Kind of like Chuck E. Cheese's. Mickey Mouse leads you through the doorway. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Is anybody even? No one's gonna know what song I'm thinking of, right? It's the Eyes Wide Shut theme, right? Or the I don't know. Is it like a naked lady with just the Buc-ee's face, or is it a furry, full body furry with furry genitalia, or is it a naked lady with just the Buc-ee's mascot face on? So it's a supermodel with like perfect tits, completely naked, wearing heels, and then she just has Buc-ee's face on her, or is it a full naked Buc-ee? Is it a female Buc-ee? What would be a bucket? A bucket? Does Buc-ee have a? Is there a female Buc-ee? Buffy? It sounds like it's named Buffy, but it's Buc-ee. Now, I swear to God, I'm thinking that Buc-ee he's a smiling beaver, right? And he has big teeth. Kind come on down to Norm's Copycat Lounge, and you can watch. Every Thursday night we have Bucky and Buckette put on a performance. It's probably just a lounge. Like, is it a store? It's probably based on like Cheers, right? It's a Cheers copycat bar. You just don't want to go in there, because then it'd be awkward. You walk in there for like 2 minutes and you're like, this was not worth it. And then you feel bad because, you walked in there for 2 minutes and then you walked out immediately. You walk in there for 10 seconds. Like, I know what this is already. I don't want to spend the time in here. And then you're just a jerk. You have to go in there, you have to buy a Coke. You spend your 5 minutes drinking your Coke and then you're done. Which is more offensive, to drink the Coke or to walk in for 30 seconds and be like, fuck this is stupid. I don't know, which is worse. You should probably just be honest. Walk in for 10 seconds. I know what this place is. But secretly, it's actually it's a furry lounge with Bucky and Buckette and Chuck E. Cheese and all your favorite. The slush puppy. Did Slush Puppy have a furry or fluffy? Slush Puppy. Rocky and Bullwinkle, maybe? But I don't know if they have furries and fluffy. Are they kawi? Do they have big eyes? Big googly eyes. That's a good walk theme. Whenever you're bored and you have nothing to do, just walk around singing the Eyes Wide Shut theme, and then look for the hidden mysteries, the hidden conspiracies that you're surrounded by. You're surrounded by conspiracies. You just don't see them. If you played that theme, you'd know the conspiracies that you're surrounded by. Okay. Yeah, you've got 10 minutes left? Yeah, so you probably got like less than 10 minutes left. You're gonna eat some food. And your nipples will warm up. I got nipple rings from going to... Okay, that joke was done. You're done. Done. No more jokes about... This guy's light always turns on. If I found a youth around here, if I found a person under 30, I would ask them, do you know what Vivian Theater is? Do you know, have you ever been in Norm's? Is it Norm's? It was Norm's Lounge, Copycat Lounge. Have you ever been in Vivian? I don't want to go in there. I guess that there are people I could ask, but I don't want to ask people things and they'll think I owe them something. You asked me about Norm's Lounge. You owe me $1 million. I did deep intel for you. I just wanted to, like off the cuff. Do you know what it is? I don't want you to, I don't want to be in debt to anybody. I just want to know. Is it a drug hangout? Are there people in top hats in there with canes? Are there people in there with trench coats? Is it an African American establishment? Is it a Italian establishment? Is it a... Do they smoke cigars? Do they smoke... What are the cigars? The cheap cigars called the poor cigars. They're called... what are they called? I don't know. Stewies. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If people ain't going to Norm's Lounge, they ain't caring. It doesn't matter. The man, he's looking at the moon. Dumbass. You cannot edit for shit. You can't edit your own thoughts. You can't stay on the subject. You gotta stay on should have stayed on the. You could have stayed on the Truman Show. You could have stayed on your 8 Mile analogy. You could have stayed on. But no, you had a Mecca analogy where you're going to turn Florence Boulevard into the Mecca pilgrimage. You just couldn't stick to a. You couldn't stick to a thesis. You know, you got to stick to a thesis. Keep your eyes on the thesis. Keep your eyes on the thesis. Do 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 do. Keep your eyes on the thesis. Yeah, thank God you've only got like 6 minutes left. 7 minutes left. Thank God. Thank God. He's gotta. There was a cop car and I went through it and I was like, I wanted to know what's the difference between a cop car and a cop SUV. He's like, get the fuck away from my car. Get the fuck away from the car. Car stops. There's a new cop AI and it's installed into all the cop cars. All cop cars should have like those Google cameras on top. It has like a red light that goes back and forth. And then the cop can talk to the car. Hey there, Officer Dave. And that's why your ideas suck. They're all bad. You're too pie in the sky. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize and not on the pie. Keep your eyes on the prize, not on the pie. 3:30, 3:26. You just want to get your nipples warm, man. I just want my nipples to be warm. Why can't they be warm? You didn't have the gusto to go the UNA route. We'll go down there and walk through there, and it's so that part's really nice. The walking through UNA is nice, and up to 7 points is nice, but then you just lose. There's nothing to see after that. It's kind of. There's beautiful imagery inside of the UNA campus. What's the word for like grassy area? The grassy knoll at UNA. There's a bell tower. Is there a bell tower? Where is the bell tower and the grassy knoll? Really, you're just jumping. You got 5 minutes left and you're jumping around. You're doing Oswald jokes now? Come on, stick to a thesis. The thesis was, it was 8 Mile and then it was the moon. In the beginning, you were talking about golems. Golems would be a great comedy special. A special just about golems. Just about how the right and the left are both creating golems. They're both creating these NPC golem characters. And, you know, half of you, 80, 90, 95% of you people are golems. 95% of you people are NPCs. I'm jesting. I'm a golem. This is a Soros. It's not a what's that joint? It's called a Spike Lee joint. This is a Rita Repulsa putty. Rita Repulsa putty signing out. This is a Soros putty. This is a Trump putty. This is a Robert E. Lee putty. Because he was, remember you doing that whole 5-minute, 10-minute joke about him being in the Zordon tube? Huh. Bunch of people in Zordon tubes, man. You gotta be careful of people in Zordon tubes. Be careful who you put in a Zordon tube. That'd be a fun game. You could just, there's a meme for you. You just take people who are like terrible role models and you put them in the Zordon tube and they give out advice. Power Rangers. This is me. Off the top of my head, I can't. Charles Manson would be funny. You could meme him into the Zordon tube. You could meme, who would be funny? Because he's got a swastika on his head. Anybody puts a swastika, did he carve it or did he just marker it? If you carve it, that takes gusto. Lee Harvey Oswald, Leopold and Loeb, the Columbine shooters. I don't know. Who would be a terrible role models would be like Epstein, or would you like some shoes? Power Rangers, would you like some shoes? Come on over to my island. He's like smiling. I don't know. And then the little robot would be that lady friend of his. Hey, Power Rangers, would you like a drink? What was her? Yeah, that's an anti-left joke, right? The right-wing people would like that joke, because I just said Epstein is in the Zordon tube, and then Alpha 5 is that lady friend of his, and because you were doing too many anti-right-wing jokes. You did a Robert E. Lee, and then he had a slave who was really loyal to him. He was the Alpha 5, and then the Power. You got to do more. There's an island. He was on an island. Then he would take the Pink Ranger in the back and give her special treatment. And then she would come back with like tears in her eye. But with some nice shoes, right? Like Epstein gave her some nice shoes, but her eyes were a little sad. There was some tears. There was some gritty tears, maybe. I don't know. That's moderately funny, right? That's an observation. Observation, right? Like, that's something about shoes. They were nice. They were like alligator shoes, right? Or were they like alligator shoes? Robert E. Lee brought me in the back. He gave me some alligator shoes. And when I walked out, I had tears in my eyes. Really? That just pissed everybody out. He doesn't have alligator shoes. Did the South have alligator shoes? Or is that even a Southern thing? I'm thinking like, do males wear alligator, or is that just a female thing? Snakeskin shoes. If you wear snakeskin shoes, is that kind of like a peacocking thing, or is that kind of a cool thing? Or is that I don't know, it's probably not a good thing. You probably just want to wear normal boots. No snakeskin boots, no alligator boots. Probably, I don't know. I don't want to step on people's boots, or toes. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Epstein needs you to get into the Power Ranger suits. Ay, ay, ay. The scallywags and carpetbaggers are here. Ay, ay, ay. The infidels, the suppressive persons, the heretics. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, I'm done. This is dumb. This is over. This joke is complete. I'm done with this joke. What time is it? You got 2 minutes left. A minute left. You said it's 4:43. I'm done. See it.